congratulations on taking out the crown as Country Victoria's leading trainers. It was a big thrill there on Saturday night.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. It was a good fun night and good for the stable to be able to win our second one and hopefully a few more to come.
Can't wait for Saturday. You go through your champ's record, Mr. Brightside, and he hasn't seen a soft or heavy track on too many occasions, especially in big dances. But when he does, he's hard to beat. I guess you'd be hoping for a little bit of rain come Saturday.
Absolutely, we're doing the rain dance.
Yes.
He just thrives in it, and his 1,400-metre record is pretty unbelievable. So if we're able to get a wet track 1,400 Caulfield, there'd be a harder horse with better stats in this country against him.
Can you believe it, really, when you have a look at his record, 44 starts, 19 wins and just over $17 million. But imagine if he had more of an opportunity on a soft to heavy track.
Even just if he had better barriers in a couple of those Group 1s. And it's not like he's had easy opposition either. Like he's had I'm Thunderstruck, Alligator Blood, Pride of Jenny. He's raced a few of the Titans at Weight for Age too. So, no, he's an absolute marvel. We don't need to pump his tyres up because he gets good accolades and he's deserving of them.
What did you make of his trials?
I was happy with it. He's never been an out-and-out superstar trialer. It was the first time that we've actually trialled him over 1,000 rather than 800. And I think the horse coming out at Sandown, Mr. Verse, and defying a track pattern and winning with plenty in hand. Like, I think he's a horse on the way up. So we're very, very confident with him and where he's at. He does have a lot of improvement to come, as you'd expect. But he's as sound as ever. He's as happy as ever. He's ticked all the boxes that we usually do, and he rarely lets us down. He never lets us down, really. No. So looking forward to the weekend.
I guess some will say he's an 8-year-old now, JD, and he might be slowing down, but you can tell us that you don't see there's any signs that we won't get to see the old Mr. Brightside come Saturday?
Not at home, because we really, to be honest, Gareth, we don't really ask for. We know he's got we just need to get him fit. We don't ask him to break any records. There's no prize money at track work, so there's no point trying to ask him and see it to reassure ourselves. We trust him. He's a bit like Sean Burgoyne. He's just like a fine wine. He's getting better with age. So we're happy to put him down on the weekend and see where he is. But if he just has to turn up and be himself, he'll be very competitive.
Because when you have a look at it on Saturday, it is the perfect setup for Mr. Brightside if you think he's fit enough to win first up, because he'll get a soft track. And I don't know what your speed map is, but I think he's sitting outside of the stable, mate. Is that how you see it? Off a slow tempo.
So, he's quite good away from the gates, and he's a very good on-speed horse. And the horses like Tom Kitten and Other Will and Tino will probably licking their lips coming to the straight, because there'll be a nice enough tempo, and we'll be the hunted up there for sure if that's the case. So it's an interesting map. We'd love to have drawn 4, 5 or 6, but we can make it work with 9.
Yeah. So do you think Williams will go forward and sit outside of Here to Shock?
I'd say that's probably what he'll do, but our job is to get the horse right, and then we've got Craig on top. He's got plan A, B, C, D, and E probably. So he's the tactician on there. We would just advise him that he's forward enough to run a nice race, but be mindful there's plenty of improvement to come. And his
big aim this spring campaign, is that the King Charles in Sydney?
Yeah, the King Charles, a $5 million mile, and then he'll more than likely come down and try to defend his title in the during Cup Week in the Champions Mile. We'll hold a knob in the Cox Plate, but if that Vesicina keeps on a winning ways, he'll probably dodge her.
Yeah. And what about Here to Shock?
He is an absolute marvel. He's absolutely improved out of sight out of his run, which we thought he would. He was literally in work for about 2 years, just ticking over, and he won about $2 million for the preparation. He was coming from the paddock, and just being a bit older, he just needed the run to knock the cobwebs out. Thought he ran really well, and he's improved out of sight for it, and he does like the soft track, and he looks like he's going to get an easy enough lead. And there have been easier horses to run down. Like he's a hard horse to get past at the best of times.
Sometimes we can see that, can't we? A horse that's had to run this preparation, and he takes on a few horses that are fresh and starting off their preparations with like bigger goals in front of them.
I think that's a big thing in his corner going to the weekend, that he's had to run under his belt, because a soft track can make the last 100, 150 quite telling.
Chase Your Dreams, Angry Skies in the first race there, both at an each-way price. Can they cause a little bit of an upset?
Chase Your Dreams has come down super from her Queensland campaign.
Yes.
She's really trialled up nicely. Has to carry the big weight, but should get a lovely run in transit from Barrier 1. And Angry Skies in the backup. It's going to be interesting to see him from over 1,800 metres. I think the backup will suit this horse, but he's going to have to get back, and it's a big field, so he just can't draw a barrier at all, this horse. He's unbelievable. Yeah. But he's in very good order. He's very fit and healthy, and he's won at Caulfield at 40-1 before.
And you see with horses like Chase Your Dreams, we've already seen it a little bit this spring or in the latter part of winter. Those horses that have had a little bit of residual fitness on their side, they've performed pretty well after a little bit of a let-up. So Chase Your Dreams, maybe an each-way price there. Is Stylish your best chance in the third race?
She's drawn a horrific barrier as well. She'll have to get a long way back. She is flying, the mare, but we'll talk with Connection, see if we can come up with a plan B. But if she goes around, if she's not spotting them a different jurisdiction getting that far back, she's going to run a very good race. How's
me old mate Banker's Choice?
He's another one that's come down from Queensland, and he'll probably need this run to blow the cobwebs out, get him a bit more match fit again, because he did extremely well. But he's building nicely, and he's obviously qualified for the Caulfield Cup, and we'll be plotting a path towards that.
Tycoon Star's a beauty. A few gear changes here. You got the blinkers going off and the visors on for the first time.
Yeah, very minor gear change. We thought he'd benefit for just being able to have the slits there so he can just see behind him a little bit. He's improved out of sight for his first up run. Interesting barrier. Probably going to have to take our medicine and look to be chiming in late. But that might not be the worst case for him, because he just sort of did wander in once he hit the front last start. So it's going to have to take a good ride from Mickey D, and hopefully we're able to be finishing strong late.
Geez, his run in a Blue Diamond was enormous. Have you been happy with him in his return? Has he lived up to your expectations?
Yeah, I think he showed last start, Gareth, that he's definitely improved into his 3-year-old spring campaign. But I do believe he's a much better horse on top of the ground. So if we get a soft track, that might not be in his favour, even though he proved last start that he's effective in it. I think he's a better horse on top of the ground. So it might be a third up on top of the ground formula for him.
I don't know what ladder you ran underneath, because Arkansas Kid's got another horrible gate, and probably like last start, he might be too far off them.
Maybe, but he's got the run under his belt now, so we could be a bit more aggressive in chancing our hand. We're not giving so much weight away. He was an exceptional run first up, and he was definitely beaten by the barrier. He is absolutely airborne, and it's going to take a very good ride from Blake Shin.
Can Marble Arch win a race this campaign? Of course, she goes around in the Cochrane Stakes here.
I think so. There's no reason not to. She was very good last preparation. She seems to have done really well for the spell. This race is designed to bring her on and probably see her second up running a nice race in a race like the Let's Elope. And
you had a couple of really interesting runners in the last, including Plymouth. You got the blinkers off this galloper. He's got an each-way hope, you would imagine. And then the Pendragon, the former Kiwis, at a big prize with D Lane aboard.
Plymouth was a very good first up last preparation in the Autumn Stakes for the Ballymore team, and with Evaporate behind him and Angel Capital. So he's no slouch over 1,400 metres. He's trialled up well. He's on a path, obviously looking at his form later into that preparation, he got over ground. So we do have a hopeful path towards the Caulfield Cup. He's going to have to improve a lot, but this is a kick-off point and plenty of improvement to come.
All right, great man. JD, if I gave you $100, what would you do with it this weekend?
I'd back Blake Shin in to slot the needle with Arkansas Kid and have $100 on him.
So what was that again? So Arkansas...
Blake Shin, he just needs to weave his magic.
Oh, yes.
$100 on him.
Yep. B Shin we trust. So Arkansas Kid, race 7, number 2 there at Caulfield. A few questions coming in. I'll just ask you one, because I'm excited about this young 3-year-old as well. Scenic Point. How is Scenic Point, and where do we see her next after her first up effort?
Yeah, we found that she wasn't really wrapped in soft ground. So we're giving her a nice time between runs. She'll have a tick over trial and then look to head down the straight on the 13th of September.
So there were excuses there first up.
I think so, and plenty of improvement to come. So looking for, I think she'll bounce back, and she'll be. If she hasn't left the black books yet, she'll be back in them after.
Yes. She hasn't left my black book, JD. Go and get her, mate. We appreciate your time and good luck, especially with the champ, Mr. Brightside, on Saturday.
Thank you.
Always great to catch up with JD Hayes. We'll take a break. We'll come back with Tony Golan next.
no storage. Caulfield's spring opener, Saturday the 30th of August. $20 tickets at Ticketek.
Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy up with Gareth Hall.
Welcome back to Giddy Up. Gareth Hall with you on this Thursday morning. It's 21 minutes past 8. Giddy Up brought to you by Bet365. It's never ordinary when it's brought to you by Bet365. Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. This man's completely on fire to kick off the new season. He had a dream season last season, but so far he's second in the Australian Metro Trainers Premiership behind Chris Waller. He's had 20 victories and he's striking, and he's clearly got the best strike rate in the country at the moment at 27%. So he's had 20 wins from 73 starts, and he's got his stars coming to Melbourne on Saturday, led by Antino. And Tony Golan joins us now. G'day, Tony. Thanks for your time.
Hey, Gareth. How are you, mate?
Good, thanks, mate. It's been one hell of a season so far to kick it all off.
Yeah, we've hit the ground running. You don't get a big off season, so we had to. We wanted to start pretty sharp, and we've got the right team of horses up here in Queensland to do that. So everything's going quite nicely.
What do you do with Antino from that gate there on Saturday?
You there? Sorry, mate.
Yeah, can you hear me, mate?
I can. Sorry, I'm just in a bad area. He probably just goes back his normal pattern, doesn't he? Yeah, mid to back. I'm happy where he's drawn. He's drawn perfect for him, really. He likes to be outside horses. I was really happy with the way that he begun at the jump out of Cranbourne the other day. He stepped really well. So I'm hopeful he does the same again. He steps well, and then Blake can just slot him into the spot that he feels he needs to be, which I'd imagine is mid to back and maybe even 3 wide. I mean, who knows?
He's got bigger goals this preparation, but can he win a Group 1 first up over 1,400?
I'm not sure. I mean, we'll just see how Caulfield's playing on the day, etc. It looks a race that lacks a bit of tempo, so it could well truly be control with horses on speed, but he's certainly got the quality. Nothing he'd do would surprise me. He's in good order. He's a stronger, I think, better horse this spring than what you guys saw last spring. You got to see a glimpse of that in the winter with him, but I think he's better again now than what he was. So, look, he's in a really good spot, and he's ready to start his prep off and run a forward race.
I know it was 1,800 metres, but you just watch him in a Hollandale on a heavy track, away he went. I guess you'd be looking forward to a little bit of rain come Saturday, or even before Saturday.
The rain won't bother him. He's pretty good on all ground, really.
Yep.
He's won on very firm tracks, good trees, and he can win on heavy. So, ground, no concern for him. It's more just how you execute the race with him.
Yeah. And so what do you do with him after this on the way to the Cox Plate?
He goes to the Mackay. He'll follow the same path his first 2 runs as last prep, and then we've got room to manoeuvre about a bit after that. So pretty keen to get him to Flemington over the mile second up, and I've got an idea what I want to do, and the first 2 runs will tell me exactly where I go. Yeah.
What about the ground with Sarastro? We know he's very good. He's the favourite, of course, in his race at Caulfield. Are you happy with him?
I couldn't be happier with him. He's a horse that's really come of age, and I don't know if I've had him any better than what he is at the moment. The ground does concern me. Anything worse than a 6, and we'd probably leave our powder dry, and we'll see him run next week. Yeah.
So how many horses have you got here in Victoria campaigning?
We've got 5 down there at the moment. There's 2 more jump out at Cranbourne on Monday. You saw Golden Boom last week. I thought he ran very good in the car line off that awkward draw. He goes to the Moya next week, and there's Freedom Rally and Transatlantic down there. Due to jump out on Monday and head to Flemington on the 13th.
Exciting, mate. It's a great opportunity, fan. Jones, you don't want to show off too much here in Victoria. They might try and get her to stay. Kieran might say, well, she's not going anywhere.
Well, hopefully not. But she's well earned her chance down there on this horse. I mean, she rides him just so well. So there was never really an option to try someone else. And, that's why I'm hopeful that he can run on Saturday, because I think they're a great horse-rider combination. And if we get the conditions to suit, I got no doubt he'll run a mighty race. She come down and give him a spin around Cranbourne the other day on soft ground, and he was really good. So he's improved off that, and he's ready to rock and roll.
Perfect, mate. All right, then. So that's Sarastro and Antino. You've got a host of chances there at Eagle Farm. Free Carry was impressive there the other day.
Yeah, he was brilliant. Emily gets on beautifully with him as well. He looks to have found the right race to step up to the mile now. So he's in good order. He's come back a much better horse. Each prep, he's improved off each preparation. He's done the same again this time. So he's probably my best chance at Eagle Farm.
Okay, so that's race 5, number 3. If I gave you $100, mate, what would you do with it this weekend?
It'd probably go on him, but he's a bit short.
Yeah.
I'll be pretty happy to play Give Giggles as well. I think she's going really well in the 85, 1200. So couple of good chances there. Probably free carry, give giggles.
Beautiful. So race 5, number 3, free carry with Emily Lang aboard into race 6, number 7, give giggles there at Eagle Farm on Saturday. Go and get them, mate. Good luck, especially with the good horses there in Melbourne on Saturday. We appreciate your time. Oh, before I go, we forgot about Castilian in today's Mawilaba Cup.
Yeah, I wish it was soft.
Okay.
He's placed on heavy and he's run good. He's really found the right race for himself. I just do concern with him if the track does stay in that well into that heavy range. He'd love it if it got onto the better side. So he's in good order. He's definitely found his right race.
Yeah.
But I'm a little bit concerned with the ground.
All right, then track what's there on Castilian in the Mawilaba Cup today. Good on you, mate. Thanks for that, Tone. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, mate. Cheers,
There's Tony Golan, 8:26. This is Giddy Up Stable Mail on this Thursday morning, 0499 736 736. Just before we go to the news, Paulie Sebastiani, one of the greatest upsets in sports history overnight. Manchester United, can you just explain what happened there?
Well, they played in the second round of the League Cup, which is another cup competition in England, and they have been booted out on penalties by Grimsby Town. Have you ever heard of Grimsby Town until I told you about them, G? They are a League Two team. You could have got nearly 30-1 about them.
And that's
it was a draw
unders.
and they won on penalties. Yeah, probably unders.
That's unders.
$1.15 they bet about Manchester United, and they have been rolled.
In racing terms, it's like a benchmark 58 winning the Memsey on the weekend.
It would be close to it.
Or beating home Manchester, it's like a benchmark 58 beating home Mr. Brightside or something like that.
Manchester United are close to £1 billion squad, and I reckon Grimsby Town would be close to not even £1 million squad.
What has happened to that great football club?
It is rotten to the core.
So there's something wrong there.
Rotten to the core. It is, and I'm sure we've got many Manchester United fans. Buckets Moore he commented on one of these X-posts that I put up, and he said they should give the manager another 10 years. He's a big Arsenal man like me, Buckets Moore.
Yeah. The pro manager nearly would have to go because the highest paid player for the side that they got beat to would be, what, £50,000, something like that?
If that.
And they're not professional, are they?
No. Well, they're League Two, so some would be, some wouldn't be, but most of them would be semi-professional at that level. Not as professional as, well,
they'll make a movie out of it, basically.
In inverted commas, not as professional as Manchester United. But one of the gentlemen they interviewed actually post-game said, I'm also a Manchester United fan and I'm fuming. I'm fuming that we've beaten them.
Oh, no.
Unheard of. It'd be like a VAFA team beating an AFL team. It'd be like Old Brunswick or Old Zavarians beating your Brisbane Lions.
Yeah, like the Ballarat Football Club or the Birchip Football Club or someone like that playing in the AFL
Unprecedented.
and beating up
Unprecedented.
on Carlton or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
They're probably like Carlton at the moment, Manchester United.
Thanks, mate.
Hey, we'll take the news. We'll come back with plenty more. It's 8:29. This is Giddy Up with Gareth Hall.
Powered by Signet, making SEN News headlines. The search for the man accused of shooting dead 2 police officers in Victoria's Alpine region is entering a third day. In the US, 2 children aged just 8 and 10 have been killed after a gunman opened fire through the windows of a Catholic church. A national program formed by ANZ and the Smith family is being launched to help improve the financial literacy and well-being of people across the nation. And the final days of winter delivering a cold snap for most of the country, especially in South Australia, Victoria and Tasmania. Coming up next, SEN Sport. The Gold Coast is finals bound after thrashing the Bombers by 95 points in the last home and away match for the season. Coach Damien Hardwick guiding the side to their first finals berth.
We probably felt a little bit tired, I think, in the previous 2 weeks. Didn't handle our moments as well as probably what we should, but I thought we put that to bed tonight. Sort of got the monkey off our back a little bit.
Melbourne Racing Club members, renew your membership before September 1 to save on early bird.
Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy Up with Gareth Hall.
Back to Giddy Up with Gareth Hall. This is Giddy Up Stable Mail. Of course, we head to Caulfield for their big Group 1 meeting on Saturday. It's the first Group 1 meeting in Victoria of the season. You get tickets for just $20 a ticket, Tech, great value. And Kanga's done up the joint, cheap food and all. So if you're doing nothing on a weekend there in Melbourne with there's no football on, head to Caulfield for a great day's racing. Michael Kent Jr. and Mick Price will play a major part there as well. And Michael joins us now. Good morning, Michael.
Morning, Gareth. How you going?
Good, thank you, mate. On Display goes around in the second race, first up. We know she's very good. Can she win first up?
I see no reason why she can't.
Yeah.
She's high quality. I think she's going very well. We have got her pretty forward because we need to get a rating up to get into the better mares races. So, look, she's got a lump of big weight. I think the rain on race day would be some concern.
Yes.
But other than that, very happy with her.
Beautiful. So that's on display in race number 2. Golden Path, what do you make of his last run first up? In race 5, he goes around with Blake Shin aboard.
Yeah, he was very good. He had a lot of weight compared to the place getters and had to work from an outside gate across. They out-sprinted him at the top of the straight, but he stayed on very well through the line. I think he's well-suited, drawn better. It's a funny race. There's 11 first-uppers stayers that may take a run, so I think he's got a slight advantage there. Horse is going very well. He loves soft ground, so I think there's a few things in his favour.
Beautiful. So he'll be on pace again, out of trouble.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his pattern. Yep.
Yeah. Best of the best. Did what he needed to do on debut. He's a well-bred colt. He races in the Jonathan Munns colours. What do you make of his chances in a pretty handy field in that McNeil Stakes, as expected, of course, in a McNeil?
Well, a lot of pressure with a name like that, isn't there?
Yes. Did you name him?
No, Mr. Munns.
Yes.
Beautiful colt. If it was a handicap, he should be have 20 kilos off those Group 1 winners.
Yeah.
So he's in deep, but he's not there, for no reason. We like him, and he's there to be tested against some nice horses. Mellon made the comment that he would be better on top of the ground when he won on debut on a soft 7 heavy 8 track. Horse worked very well on Tuesday morning. Yeah, I think it's a very stiff test, but we'll learn more about our horse, and I'd be looking forward to 1400 thereafter.
So what's the conversation behind closed doors there with a horse that's well bred, obviously got plenty of potential? You could have went for an easier assignment, but to put him into the deep end like this?
Well, when Mick and I get a good feeling on a horse, we like to test our young horses. It's that time of year. So we've got our nice colts in at the right time, and you've got to find out. And he's a very progressive horse. I think it is a tough race, but if he's not too far off, then that would give us good confidence to potentially go to a Guineas Prelude. So that's the path he's on anyway.
The Heath over 1,100 metres. You've got some nice horses going around there, but your mare, Outback Miss, she'll love the rain if it comes, I would imagine. And she's first up as well.
Loves it, yeah. She's it's a very strong race. There's a lot of pace on. I think we've got her pretty right. She's fresh for this, drawn a nice gate where there's plenty of pace out wide that'll come across. She'll be just in behind having a sweet run. Tough for Simon, I think, but she's talented and the market's always loved her. She's very good on wet ground, got a lot of speed, and I think she's got upside. She's run against some very smart horses last preparation and being competitive while still being immature. She's come on, so no surprise that she runs in the top 3. She's going great. Yeah,
that's a good push. Outback Miss, and another quality mare that we'll see for the first time this preparation is Miss Rubini. She's very good in a day as well. What have you made of her campaign so far?
Yeah, well, she won the Magic Millions Mares race, and we afforded her a lovely break. and got her ready for the spring. She's had a very solid preparation, hasn't missed a beat. I think she's going super. Her trial was very smart against some good horses at Caulfield 2 weeks ago. So she also likes soft ground, no problem. I think she's there to run very well. She'll probably be ridden midfield, I'd say, from that draw to finish off. But she's got a sensational will to win, which, that's going to take her a long way, and it already has. She's got a fantastic record. We'd love to run well here and then plonk her into the Rupert Clark down the weights.
Yeah. You do love her. Like, there's been a few occasions where you think, I don't know if she can get there, but she finds a way.
Yeah, like she puts her ears back like not many mares do, and there's something you can't measure, so it's just, she'll try her all for you. I just think we've got her in very good order. She's very, very well. I think by that race, it might be okay drawn there. You're never too worried about wide draws out of the chute at Caulfield anyway. But it probably suits her, that racing pattern. She'll be blending in and firing late.
So you've got probably you'd be hoping for rain for some of your horses, and then hoping maybe the rain coming in the second half of the meeting would do you nicely, I guess.
Perfect, just up on display run.
Yes. If I gave
Can you order that for us, Gareth?
I'll see what I can do. If I gave you $100, mate, what would you do with it this weekend?
Yeah, I'd have it on display, 50 the win, and I'd have 25 each way on Miss Rombini.
Beautiful. So race 2, number 1 on display, and then 25 each way, race 8, number 12, Miss Rubini. Looking forward to the spring, mate. It's finally arrived, and how's your spring looking?
Well, the team's in great form.
Yeah.
We've had 6 wins in the last 4 or 5 days, and it's a good time to be in form. But if you look out my window here, it does not look like spring, Gareth. It's a terrible day here.
Is it?
But no, I think we've got a lovely team, and it's exciting, isn't it? Some terrific racing there on Saturday.
When I went for my run this morning, it was never been better, Melbourne. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. It must have changed quite considerably since I've been inside anyway. That's Melbourne for you. Hey, it's always a pleasure, mate. Thanks for your time as always, and go and get them this weekend.
Thanks, Gareth. Bye.
There's Michael Kent Jr. It's 8:39. We'll take a break and we'll come back and have a chat to Peter Snowden next.
Sportsbet Caulfield Cup Carnival, October 11 to 18. Pre-sale tickets from just $30. Book now at Ticketek.
Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy up with Gareth Hall.
Gareth Hall. It's 8:45. Pete Stoner will join us shortly. It's a great day racing there at Rose Hill on Saturday. Raging Force has been backed off the map with Bet365 for the San Domenico. It is a beauty. They bet about $3.50. He's now the solid favourite. He replaces Woden. Tommy Berry will ride. He had a big campaign last time around, and he'll be tough to beat, I would imagine, Raging Force on Saturday. So looking forward to seeing what Pete has to say there. And he's got a couple of nice chances throughout the day there at Rose Hill as well. We'll also catch up with Jack Turnbull just after 9 o'clock. Got a question for the Marcamp, let us know. Middle Earth, the horse that many say that Kieran's his best Melbourne Cup chance. He'll go around this weekend there at Caulfield, and hopefully we'll catch up with Semi Freedman as well. Tom Kitten will be one of the most intriguing runners there on Saturday at Flemington. His first start for Anthony and Sam Freedman in the Memsey Stakes. He should have nearly won a race in the autumn. It might have been the All Stakes over the 1,400 metres at Caulfield against a similar field. So it'd be interesting to see what Sam has to say about Tom Kitten, to see how one of the most popular horses in the country is settled in to his new environment, of course, after coming from James Cummings' stable when he was the boss of Godolphin. I might take a break and get a break out of the way, and we'll come back and have a chat to Pete Snowden.
Storage. Caulfield's spring opener, Saturday the 30th of August. $20 tickets at Ticketek.
Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy Up with Gareth Hall.
Welcome back to Giddy Up. This is Giddy Up Stable Mail. Pete Snowden, he's a busy man. We appreciate him joining us here on Thursday because the trials are in full swing there in Sydney today. Pete, thanks for your time, mate.
Yeah, welcome, guys. Welcome.
You just had memo trials, so he might be going around he might be going around. He could be like a standardbred. How did he trial?
No, she trialled much better today. Back on top of the ground. Different trial today, and that's what I wanted to see. And but she won't take a place tomorrow, Saturday, but she'll be possibly Saturday week or in Melbourne the following week.
Everybody's excited to see Raging Force back at the races. How's he come back?
Yeah, really good, mate. Really good. Yeah, happy with him.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to be awfully hard to beat. Do you expect him to be mighty hard to beat there tomorrow?
Yeah, he's really a good horse.
Yeah.
But if he's going there in good shape, and I'm happy with what he's done so far this time.
Beautiful. Grand Prairie, it was an eye catcher there the other day. Grand Prairie goes around the up-and-coming stakes, probably gets on firmer ground as well. Will that be to his benefit because he has performed well on the rain-affected tracks in recent times?
Yeah, no, he's good either. Wet or dry, he's very solid. He always runs well. And stepping out to 1,300 metres this time is probably the only thing we've got to find out about, whether he runs a little bit further. But he's very genuine. There's no reason why he won't.
Emery Kai, he goes around in the third race. Karen McAvoy takes the ride. Your thoughts there?
Just hang on 1 second, mate.
That's all right. That's all right, mate.
Yeah, back with you now, yep.
Yeah, what about Emery Kaya, who goes around in the third race?
Yeah, Marika, she's a very good filly. The record speaks for itself. I think she struggled on that soft track the other day, but still ran well. But getting back on a better track, what looks to be tomorrow, I think hopefully she'll return back to the winner's circle.
Beautiful. And Bet-R is an each-way chance in race 5 over the 2,000 metres.
Yeah, he's lacking a bit of form. But look, he's a better horse than what his form shows, and the track on Saturday should suit him better. So I'm looking for an improved performance from him as well.
And where's Media World at the moment? A few questions coming through.
Yeah, just as you rang, he trialled. So his first trial back, he trialled excellent. So I'm really happy with him. He probably might even kick off in Melbourne on the 13th of the week. But he's going particularly well.
And Miss Free Love?
She'll probably run. No, I might even trial her on Tuesday, or she runs the race Wednesday week.
All right, if I gave you $100, Pete, what would you do with it this weekend?
I'm going to put in more pressure on Raging Force. So I think he can do it, so hopefully he can run well.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Good on you, mate.
There's Pete Snowden there. So the trials are on at the moment in Sydney, and he's a busy man, as you can hear. So they've had a few of the superstars just step out in the early part of the trials. See, I'm just having a look now, and the videos, the replays aren't up just yet, but we had Private Harry that tasted success defeating North England and Coleman, who's an interesting runner. Port Lockroy and Militarised were just outside of the placings. Paul Sebastiani, when I was away, Private Harry, they were talking up a big game with Harry, saying they won't be beating him in the Everest.
Corinda Bloodstock and the owners just came on air.
Good on them as well.
Yeah, they thought, let's channel our inner G Hall and just declare one in one of the biggest races of the carnival, which we love. That's what racing's about, mate. We love it.
So he's trialled pretty well. He'll have one start before the Everest, Private Harry. And then we just had Fire Star defeat Mimo. So as Peter Snowden pointed out, Mimo on top of the ground was far better. And that horse will be going around in the next week or so. Doesn't go around the Santa Medico. There's a few horses that are trialling today that have been entered for that Rosehill meeting. The biggest one is probably the Coolmore runner in Central Coast. So James McDonald, he's down to ride that galloper in a trial, which is trial number 9. That means Central Coast won't be going around tomorrow.
Have you found
Saturday.
what was the Snowden horse? Was last spring or last autumn that you were giving a big push for, the China Bloodstock horse?
Snowden horse.
What was it?
That was ages ago.
Yeah, it was about a year ago. Have you got
the Golden Slipper?
Have you got anything?
No whispers. That was for the Golden Slipper, but it trialled like a bomb. And then I think it needed a throat operation and went to it was Mimo or something like that.
You'll have one for the spring.
Yeah.
I know you usually
for the
do.
spring. I reckon the male. The best tip I've got for the spring from a futures play. So Al Rifford was one before it was announced that Australian Bloodstock had purchased it. Like when I was in Ireland, they were talking it up as one of their better chances.
Was that over
Australia?
The Kit Kats and tea, was it?
No, it wasn't actually. I just heard that when I was at the local pub there at Cashel in Ireland. What other mail have I got for you this week? The Whispers. You want to? I think Autumn Glow's very good. She'll win there. Well, we all know that she's very good, and you're not Einstein by declaring her, but if she stays fit, she'll be winning the Epsom. She's a generational type of horse.
Right.
I reckon Woden's got a big race in him, what I'm hearing.
J-Mac did not go either way with Woden and...
Manos.
Yes. Manos was the name of the horse on you, Cooper. Yeah, correct. Exactly right.
Yeah.
Private Harry, just to go back on him, I know he's going to the Everest, but... Is there an opportunity, and again, these futures markets can be fraught with danger, is there an opportunity to have a go at him also at the Champions Sprint up the straight? Because that Everest form will, that will be the best sprinting form of the spring, will it not, you think?
He might go to the Andrew Balding, so I don't know if because there's obviously that big series there. There's a lot of money up for grabs if those sprinters stay in Sydney. And he is a colt, so Yulong might send him to Melbourne. I think they'd probably go down that path.
It's definitely one to keep an eye on. If you're a futures punter, I know the Everest is that target, but there might be an afterthought that he can definitely win because he'll still be fresh. He'll only be, will he be third up into the Everest?
100%.
Yeah.
If they go down that path. Hey, I've got one for you. In the SEN track Group 1 Moya.
Oh.
Not Moya. In the Group 1 Underwood Stakes.
What do you got for us?
Have you got the market there with Bet365?
I can get it up right now. Hold on a moment.
I've got
Underwood
one for
Stakes.
you.
Yeah, what do you got for us?
A lot of people text the end that Autumn Glow won't win a Epsom. She'll win a King Charles. Well, she'll win both then. That King Charles is going to be a beauty.
Great
she
race.
Goes down that
Fantastic.
path.
Fantastic.
So have you got the market up there?
What do you got for?
No, just read them out. I'll tell you if you're getting warm or not.
Hold on. Okay. Well,
Buckaroo. This is nearly the best whisper I've got all spring.
Buckaroo.
Nope.
Aliana.
Nope.
Warban.
Nope.
Another Will.
Nope.
Moira.
Yes.
Oh,
what price am I
okay. $8.50, $9.
$8.50.
Yeah.
No way.
That's the Waller horse, is it not? Is that the Waller horse?
Yeah, I've told two people it's into $9 in about 10. Unbelievable.
Keep them to yourself.
No,
mate.
well, I was going to tell everyone today. I watched her work there the other day, but she's into $9.
You're too nice, mate.
So she's definitely going to the Underwood where the others aren't. She's the play there. That's my spring early prediction. Moira.
Good luck, mate.
We'll take the news. Jack Turnbull next.
Powered by Signet. Good morning, I'm Nate Gardner with SEN News. Week 1 of the AFL Final Series is set after the final home and away match last night saw the Suns claiming 7th spot. Gold Coast veteran Took Miller telling Nine he's waited 11 seasons to take September action.
A lot of emotions are flying around yesterday after the game. Families, friends, ex-players, staff. It's funny. It takes a whole organisation to get you to a point like this, and I'm just glad that I got to be part of the journey. And pretty special.
Gold Coast will play Fremantle in Perth and GWS will host Hawthorn. Both elimination finals are on Saturday, September 6th, while tickets for the qualifying finals go on sale from 10 this morning local time for members and from 3 p.m. for the general public. That's Adelaide v Collingwood next Thursday and Geelong v Brisbane the following day. Hundreds of police officers remain deployed across Victoria's Alpine region as the search intensifies for fugitive Desi Freeman. He's accused of fatally shooting 2 police officers during a warrant execution in the town of Paulpunka on Tuesday. There's been a deadly mass shooting at a school in the US. A gunman and 2 students are dead, with 17 others injured in Minnesota. The attacker blocked the doors of an adjoining church and opened fire through its windows during a school-wide mass attended by 400 children. And the Guinness Book of World Records is turning 70, celebrating amazing feats and quirky achievements. Up next, SEN Sport. The Bombers are licking their wounds after being thrashed by the Gold Coast to the tune of 95 points. Coach Brad Scott says it was a tough end to the year.
I mean, it's just been an unprecedented season, but we've looked to keep improving our list and getting some players exposure that wouldn't have got it otherwise. So there's a chance that holds us in good stead next year and going forward.
Caulfield comes alive with Group 1 racing at the SEN Caulfield Underwood Stakes. Tickets just $20 at Ticketek.
Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy up with Gareth Hall.
This is Giddy Up with Gareth Hall. It's 4 minutes past 9. It's a big middle hour coming your way. Sam Friedman, Jack Turnbull will join me as we continue on Giddy Up Stable Mail. We'll chat to the best harness racing driver, I reckon, in the land at the moment, in James Herbertson. He's got some great drives at Melton. Tonight he'll also play a major part on one of the biggest nights in the trots on Saturday week, highlighted, of course, by the Eureka and also the Len Smith Mile. And then it's a massive weekend preview coming your way. Benny Calusi, Dean Watley, Mickey Gannon and Mitchie Lewis to join me. But Jack Turnbull joins me because it's a big weekend once again for Kieran Maher's team. And the assistant trainer to Kieran is Jack Turnbull, and he joins us now. G'day, Jack.
Morning, Gareth. How are you?
Good, thank you, mate. We'll go through your run-ins. We won't go through all of them because we'll be here all year. But Gilded Water, owned by the King. Can he win first up with Mark Zara aboard over the 1,800 metres at Caulfield on Saturday?
Yeah, he's very much capable of winning. He's fast enough at the 9 furlongs, and he's been in work for some time. It's been a long, slow build-up just with barriers and coming down from Sydney and all the rest of it. But, he's a really nice horse, progressive stayer with obviously a really low handicap, so he can win.
And so does he just try and get through the grades and hopefully you can get him into one of the big races this spring? Is that the plan with him?
Yeah, very much so. It's going to be a matter of, what we can win and how we get his handicap up. But, he might find himself through races like the Bart Cummings. Yeah. He might go to a Moonee Valley Gold Cup, winning your end. There are a few 78s and 84s before then naturally, but they're probably the races to win, get qualified, and then you're having to go.
He's got to carry 61.5 on Saturday, but how good is he? You've got some handy stays that you can line him up with.
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I know Kieran and the team had a high opinion of him in Sydney where he was keen and as a colt. So he has been gelded and he's won 2 from 3 and got harshly handicapped in that last race. So, he's up there. He's still got to do it. So we're realistic, but we're just very privileged to train for His Majesty and to have a horse of his calibre. He's a brother of Circle of Fire, so that's the connection. And it's very exciting. That's pretty much what it is going towards the spring.
Beautiful. And do you change your voice or anything like that when you give your updates to the King?
No, I don't think I do anyway. No, we just sort of drive on. But it's very much a privilege. We deal with John Warren through communication, and he passes everything on. So it's very much a different level of communication, but hopefully we can get a result for them.
Hazel Babe in Vienna Vixen, each way hopes in the second race.
They are, it's Hazel Baby's hit a bit of form after a little bit of time between wins, so she's just sort of having a think about the breeding barn. So it's just a good opportunity for a Saturday class race. And Vienna Vixen's going to go to Sydney. She's drawn 1 up there, so we'll scratch her from Melbourne.
Keep your cool. She's been in great form this preparation. She's never far away. She handles most ground anyway. She goes around over the 1,400 metres in that third race.
Yeah, she does on the back up, but she's very fit, deep into her prep, so it's the right time to do that, and the field hasn't come up that strong. So she's had a quiet week at Fingal. We'll bring her back in shortly and look to line up again, but there's nothing to suggest why she can't run the way she did, what will be 7 days ago.
Exciting to see your stays go around in the fourth race. Is Middle Earth your best chance for Melbourne Cup glory this time around?
At this point, I would have to lean towards Middle Earth. I mean, last year he was our top seed and it didn't quite work out, but he showed a bit during the autumn, and he's highly handicapped. He's exciting, and he's probably the one. So naturally, those 4 horses outside of Charterhouse who can win, but it's just whether or not he's going well enough at the moment. The other 3 are looking for further trips. But being a quality, it's just a good kick-off point with a max top weight of 61.
So how does Middle Earth get to a Melbourne Cup this time around?
Well, he'll go towards the Turnbull, Caulfield Cup, Melbourne Cup. That's probably his likely path at the moment.
And the Caulfield Cup looks like it could be a great race for him as well.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I think, without looking into it too much, the Melbourne Cup is obviously goal. But, I mean, if you're there winning a Caulfield Cup, you're not going to step around it naturally either. So to have a horse of his calibre that's quick enough to win over 10 furlongs but then can stay 2 miles, we think it's pretty exciting. And I just watched him work here. He's in very good order, and he's sort of jumping for a run. So looking forward to Saturday. He's
had some backing now with Bet365, Jimmy Ricard, but he was at a big price when they opened up the markets, I reckon. I don't know if they forgot he won the other day, but can he win again in the McNeil Stakes?
No, there's no denying he can't. I mean, he was very good first up. Obviously had a few things go his way back on the fence, but he was pretty much first up off a let up, so he's still big and burly, and that did clean him up, and we're going 2 weeks to a similar field. So the only thing to navigate is the draw. We've drawn a little bit wider in 8, but I'm still very much on him, and he's a class colt, so hopefully he can run well, because then it sets us up to go to a few different options, 3rd and 4th up.
I guess Jamie will have to be at her best, however, from that gate.
Definitely, yeah. He does step well, and she's got a knack at doing that. So we haven't really assessed the maps properly, but you would assume she's going to be forward half. It's just whereabouts. But he has got good tactical speed and a good turn of foot at that as well.
What about Another Prophet? Can she find her best form in the spring?
Yeah, we think so. Her runs last preparation had a lot of merit. She's a better horse at 7 and a mile. She's obviously got a little weight just with the penalties this Saturday, so it's a good kick-off point against the girls. But for a horse like her, a race like the Empire Rose, long-term down the track's her grand final.
Geez, it looks like it's a lovely setup for Another Wheel. I know it's a Group 1, but from that gate and the way that It looks like he might be mapped, and especially if there's some rain around. Do you think that this is his chance to win a Group 1 like a Memsie?
Well, we hope so, and that was the plan. I mean, he's done all his preparation in Sydney. Had a nice break, prepped up at the beach, 2 good jump outs or trials, and he's drawn perfectly. So it's a red hot race. He loves the track, loves the trip, loves the jockey. There's a lot of things going his way. He is a bit bigger physically, so that's something just to consider. But all of his prep work's been in check, and it's all been positive. So he'll be there to win, obviously with a bit of improvement for races down the track.
What is his main aim this campaign?
Well, the Cox Plate. That's a race that Kieran and Janice and before then Cole had in mind, and that's definitely where we want to get to, and that's why we've trained him the way we have. But it'll be along a path, something like a Mackay into a Turnbull, just to see, and if we need to realign, then we can after that.
So with that in mind, he got the spring in his step to win first up then, over 1,400 metres?
He does, yeah. He's pretty versatile. He's got a lot of speed. Again, with that draw, he just lands there without doing any work. So he's drawn the right gate to get a sweet run.
I think she worked with Charterhouse there midweek. I love your social media videos that you delivered for us racing fans. And Sardozi was prominent in the last video, and it looks like that she's arrived in your stable in fine form. And Ethan Brown was full of praise.
Yeah, he was. It was just nice for him to have a sit on her. She's a sweet mare. She's been very well educated, and again to get a racehorse like her ready to go. James had her for one trial, and we gave her the second. It's very exciting. So kicks off in the Memsie, and then where we go, it's pretty up in the air. Like, I know she's run 2 mile, and she's nom for a Cox Plate, but we'll just see how she runs and have a chat with the team as to where we head after that.
And then Warney, he comes off some unlucky efforts in Queensland, and usually, when we've seen it already, as I mentioned a few times today, those horses with some residual fitness on their side after their campaigns in Queensland can hit the ground running in the early part of their preparation heading towards the spring.
Yeah, that's it. He's pretty well handicapped gelding, this horse, as is Charlton Lane in the same race. So their plan is to go there and run super and run well, and then they'll be something like second up into a Rupert Clark a few weeks after. But, they're horses that we believe could win a decent handicap in the next 6 months, and hopefully that does come pretty soon this spring.
You got some nice chances at Rosehill, but there's one horse I can't wait to see, Sergeant Major. How's he come back?
Come back good, yeah. He gets his conditions, drawn well. He's another horse that potentially could sneak through the handicap system and win a nice race. But at this stage, he'll stay up in Sydney for the campaign. We couldn't see any reason why he needs to come down, but he's another horse of John and Aussie that looks like he could keep progressing.
Well, we got through most of them, mate. If I gave you $100 on the weekend, what would you do with it?
A few to choose from. I reckon I'm going to stick with the King's horse. I'll go early, and hopefully Gilded Water can kick off his preparation well.
Beautiful. Race 1, number 5, Gilded Water for Mark Sarah, the King, and Kira Mara. Now Jack Turnbull, 61.5. No problems at all. Thanks for your time, mate. We appreciate it. And good luck this weekend.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
He's a good man, Jack Turnbull. We'll take a break. We'll come back hopefully with Semi Freedman next.
Caulfield comes alive with Group 1 racing at the SEN Caulfield Underwood Stakes. Tickets just $20 at Ticketek.
Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy up with Gareth Hall.
Welcome back to Giddy Up. This is Giddy Up Stable Mail. One of the most interesting runners, I reckon, heading into the spring with X Factor written all over him is the son of So You Think, Revelare, who will be going around at Caulfield, meeting some nice days on Saturday. He'll be second up, and Robbie Hickmont, his trainer, joins us now. G'day, Rob.
Gee, how are you, buddy?
Good, thanks, brother. How is Revelare heading in towards this contest on Saturday?
Yeah, he's good, mate. He's come on from his first up run where he's still a bit underdone.
Yeah.
First time on a soft track, he didn't handle it as good as expected. Ryan did state that, he did feel him slipping a bit behind, couldn't get the traction in the ground to drive off on with his big action, his undercarriage action, and which is a big concern going into Saturday.
Yes.
With the upcoming forecast. So it's going to be a decision that will have to be made. We'll know more tomorrow what rain does hit, but I think it's more that Friday night into Saturday what we get, which would really have a big bearing on the track conditions. And if we do actually, if we got to the heavy 8, I'd be a bit wary of even running him on the heavy 8. But only time will tell, and hopefully the weather gods are with us.
So heavy track, we might not see him. I guess it's a tricky one as well because he's a stayer and you need to get him into some races, and you've obviously got a plan for him. Is he a difficult horse to place this time around?
He is. Look, he's just scraping into these races at the moment. The fields are getting big, and he's getting down the bottom there. He's 89 rating, so although beggars can't be choosers, if he can't perform and win and get his rating up, if he doesn't handle the ground, it could be a little tricky. We have got the backup option of 2 weeks of 1,700 at handicap at Flemington. The quick backup into if he was able to win that, get his rating up a touch to get into the Foundation Cup would be ideal. So we have got a backup plan if things go awry there on Saturday. But as I say, he's very well the horse, and we could give him a little rollover trial at Ararat if things do happen to go the other way.
What's the big goal with him this prep, or you just need him to win a couple of races to get his rating up?
Yeah, look, the first goal would be obviously the Bar Cummings, getting him into that. If he was able to salute there, well, you've obviously got the free ticket in, and if you'd won that race, you'd probably have a look at the Caulfield Cup as his next lead into a Melbourne Cup. Yeah. So he's got a long, long way to go, the horse, and he's got to measure up to the grade firstly, but he's got to contend with the conditions and what gets throws up with the weather. But look, he could improve his second time. I don't think I've even worked him on a wet track at Ballarat. He's come through summer months and soft 5s, maybe 5.5s on our course proper here at Ballarat. So he's a pretty clever horse. He's not a dummy. He's well balanced. So he may be better second time around going on it as well.
Yeah. What do you reckon his best trip is? You're hoping it's 2 miles, I would imagine.
Yeah, look, well, he's never raced past 2,000, so you don't know. But he's got all the attributes of getting the trip. He relaxes so well in the run, and he's got that dynamic turn up if you need it. If they're coming off slow tempos, or it can sustain a gallop off hard gallops as they did at Sandown when they broke the track record. So he's got all the attributes there, but until you try them, you don't know. But a mile and a half won't stop him, I can guarantee you that. But once you get to that 2 mile range, it's a different kettle of fish. So that'll be hopefully we get to that stage where we can see if he can run the 2 mile.
So if I gave you $100, we'd just be hoping we'll be backing your horse on Saturday. Just got to hope that the rain doesn't come. Basically, if it's a soft track, we'll be right.
Well, look, he's still going to be that half run under against some good opposition there. I'm not saying he can't win, but I'll be just wary for the punters that, he hasn't been that good on that sort of ground. And luckily it's one saving grace. It is only race 4, not the last race as he was at his last Caulfield run. And track mightn't be as expected if they do get the rain, although I think the 3 prior races might have 16 in every race.
Yeah.
But the traffic won't be as cut up as much as it was there last time he did race. So, but a little bit wary with the punters this one.
Yeah.
Third up 2,000, I think he should be ready to go and really take a good assessment of him then.
Beautiful, mate. Paulie Sebastiani, he works with us. He's a big fan. He's got a question for you.
Hello, Robbie. Great to chat, mate. Just before I ask, thank you very much for training and looking after Al Mandan back in 2016, because I think it's still paying for the bills and still paying for the holidays, mate.
It's been nearly a decade.
I know. It was a big carnival for me back then, Robbie. Thank you very much. Well, I've never chatted to him about it. Never met. This is the first time we're having a chat. So thank you very much for nearly a decade ago, Robbie.
Well, I hope you got the 17s, mate.
I did. Got the futures, got everything in on the day as well. Hey, there's a 3-year-old colt you had go round there on the synthetic last Tuesday called Starfleet Command. Was subject of a pretty decent betting move. What are the plans and aims for this colt going forward?
Yeah, look, we just need hopefully another cool win race in the bush. He's nowhere near the finished product, as you could see, by the way he was on and off the bridle. He doesn't know how to travel up yet. We haven't put a heap of pressure on the horse, but he's a cracking type, and Follow Turk's flying at the moment, and he's a bit different to maybe a lot of them. He looks like a mile or 2,000 metre horse. He's a big rangy, huge striding horse. And you could take him, if the track was all right, Bendigo Sunday week, there's a mile 62, which would be a lovely progression for him. And then assess him after that, and then we could hopefully look at something in the metropolitan area with him.
There we go. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate it. One to keep an eye on, definitely.
Beautiful. So the interest has gone up since you met to Slim to Paulie 10 years ago.
Hey, don't worry.
Mandan.
I'll more than happy pay for a lovely dinner and a steak, Robbie, if I ever see you out, mate. Don't worry about that.
Good on you, mate. We appreciate your time, and good luck with Revelari going forward, mate, for the spring.
Thanks, boys. Appreciate your time.
There we go, Robbie Hickmott there. 27 minutes past 9. There's no doubt about you, Paulie. That was unbelievable stuff.
Al Mandan,
yes.
One of the great wins of all time. Hands and heels by McAvoy from the 250, mind you.
We'll take the news. We'll come back with bag of tips. James Herbertson, the superstar harness racing driver's not far away, thanks to HRV. And we'll catch up as well with our weekend preview team. We'll be ready to go. Benny Caluzzi, Mickey Gannon, Dean Watling and Mitchie Lewis soon.
Powered by Signet, making SEN News headlines. The search for the man accused of shooting dead 2 police officers in Victoria's Alpine region is entering a third day. In the US, 2 children aged just 8 and 10 have been killed after a gunman opened fire through the windows of a Catholic church. A national program formed by ANZ and the Smith family is being launched to help improve the financial literacy and well-being of people across the nation. And the final days of winter delivering a cold snap for most of the country, especially in South Australia, Victoria and Tasmania. Coming up next, SEN Sport. The Bombers are licking their wounds after being thrashed by the Gold Coast to the tune of 95 points. Coach Brad Scott says it was a tough end to the year.
I mean, it's just been an unprecedented season, but we've looked to keep improving our list and getting some players exposure that wouldn't have got it otherwise. So there's a chance that holds us in good stead next year and going forward.
Storage, Caulfield's spring opener, Saturday the 30th of August. $20 tickets at Ticketek.
Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy Up with Gareth Hall. The Giddy Up Bag of Tips for Oz Equipment Rentals. Supplying equipment to the construction, mining and roadworks industries. OzEquipment.com.
Let's try and find you a few winners with bag of tips thanks to the Ultima Hotel in the heart of the Mallee, just down the road from Swan Hill. Swing by for a cold beer. Oz Equipment Rentals, supplying equipment to the construction, mining and roadworks industries. OzEquipment.com. And with Bet365 Top Tote Plus, you'll get the best payout across all 3 national totes. What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. Mitchie Lewis likes a couple today. Race 1, number 2, Taitahi Bay. Race 1, number 12, I should say. And race 6, number 2, Whistlefield. So race 1, number 12, race 6, number 2, the best bets there for Mitchie Lewis at Bendigo. Luke Ovanessian at Wagga likes race 4, number 3, Charismatic. So race 4, number 3, Charismatic. And race 6, number 3, Abstruse. Race 4, number 3, race 6, number 3. And at Mawillaba, it's Mawillaba Cup Day today. Race 5, number 3, Siglo Dioro. Race 6, number 2, Sky Wolf. And race 7, number 8, Resurrected. So race 5, number 3, race 6, number 2, race 7, number 8. Harness Racing New South Wales, the home of the Carnival of Cups, where Australian music royalty meets quality harness racing action. A couple for Amanda Rando at Penrith. Race 6, number 1, Pete's Crunch Time. And race 8, number 9, Alta Sierra. So race 6, number 1, race 8, number 9. And at Kilmore, race 4, number 7. This is Darren Carroll. He's in fine form this month. She's a blue chip. Race 4, number 7 for the informed Glen Bull Camp. And race 7, number 2 is Science. So race 4, number 7, race 7, number 2. And for expert greyhound racing tips, follow at the Dogs SA on Twitter or Greyhound Racing SA on Facebook. Angle Park, race 3, number 2, Long Gully Ted each way. Race 5, number 8, Ryko Terra. Race 6, number 8, Stormy Days. And race 8, number 7, Springerika. Race 3, number 2, race 5, number 8, race 6, number 8, and race 8, number 7. Those are the tips there for Toddy Gray. And for expert greyhound racing tips, follow at the Dogs SA on Twitter or Greyhound Racing SA on Facebook. That is Bag of Tips, all thanks to, of course, Oz Equipment Rentals, Bet365, and the best pub in the Mallee, the mighty Ultima Hotel. It's 9:32, time to talk some harness racing, and all you need to do is head to thetrots.com.au for expert harness racing tips and in-depth analysis for all major Victorian meetings. James Herbertson joins us, the champ. He's driving in wonderful form, and he's got some great drives there on Saturday night at Melton. G'day to you, James. How's things, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you, Gareth. How are you?
Where you're off to today, you got Kilmore tonight. I can hear you in the car. Have you got trials or something?
No, just heading to the stables. Just heading to Jess's place to work with you this morning. So yeah.
Beautiful. Sleep in then. 9:33.
Pardon, mate.
Sleep in.
Oh, a little one, and yeah, just had a couple of jobs to do at Ever's place this morning. But yeah, no, just
beautiful.
Just on the way there now. So.
He's from heaven. This looks a winnable race for him. I think does he land in front in your eyes from a speed map point of view in this free for all come Saturday?
Yeah, I think I'll be able to find the front. He's not generally known, to be driven that way, but the way the race is sort of set up, I think we can sort of bully our way there and be hard to catch from there. I think he does a bit of work in front at home, and he's quite honest. So yeah, I think we can be fairly positive in that race. Yeah,
and it looks a lovely race for him, as you pointed out. Sometimes you just need the luck to go your way and get the right barrier draw, and it does look like from the front row draw anyway that it does look like it might just pan out beautiful for him. And he's been a consistent horse this time in.
Yeah, he's had his few little niggles and that, and there's a couple of runs there he didn't find the line as good, but I think just getting him back on track, and he's had a big prep too. He's been up for quite a while, so it's hard to try and keep them at their best, right throughout the prep. So I think he's good in a good enough space at the moment to be pretty pretty close in that race.
You've found a few nice horses of late, but Fighter Command will be representing Victoria and Jess Tubbs in the Eureka. Are you happy with him heading into that big dance in just over a week's time now?
I think he's had sort of the perfect lead-in run for him, mate. We're able to just slide forward and get the cover that we wanted, and he worked on good. Luckily, we don't have to race catch away in the Eureka, but that was just incredible what he was able to do. But, take him away and my bloke wins the race. So, heading into next Saturday, I think he's had the perfect sort of lead-up run. I think he'll head up Tuesday, and Jess will head up with him, and everything's sort of been good enough at this point in time in terms of his prep, and she's done a really good job just spacing his runs and just giving him every feasible chance to get there and be in the right sort of space. So everything's looking good from my angle at this point in time.
Have you ever been in a race where you've looked at the board and seen the times and thought, geez, you've been dumbfounded, how did I get beat there?
Yeah, well, some say I didn't pull out early enough, but and I'd probably say that if I had a crystal ball too, but you just don't expect to get out sprinted when that horse isn't on your back without sprints. I knew he was a length behind me, and I didn't think he'd be able to pick us up, but somehow he managed to, and with the blokes in too. So it was pretty scary. He's
an amazing animal, Catch a Wave. He's hard to catch, but I was talking to Darren Carroll. I said I would have given you 100 to 1 in the run with Catch a Wave, with the way that the race was set up and how quick they went up front. But he might be a horse that the slower they go, the better of a turn of foot that he has. So it was a remarkable victory. And then on Bobby, on the other hand, he has to be one of not just the most improved standard bred in this country, but one of the biggest improvements I've ever seen in a horse within 12 months.
Yeah, he's amazing, mate, really. 12 months ago he was just an honest sort of country horse, and then he sort of made his way into the metro class, and he's just gone from strength to strength every time he stepped out. To break a track record in the back end of winter, it was a cold night at Melton, and do it the way he did it was phenomenal, and then to come out the week later and beat that group of horses over the shore, you can't ask any more of him. He's just done everything he could possibly ask of him. So it's been a pleasure. Eddie's an absolute gentleman, and it's just great for a small time trainer to have a horse do that. It just gives everyone a bit of hope that the one they're working could be the next one to do that. So, it's been great.
Yeah, 100%. That's well said, mate. Yeah, it's one of the stories, my favourite stories in any code, the On Bobby story this year. Have you got a winner for us tonight? Kamichi, another one of my favourite trainers, Derek Craft, prepares. Can you lead all of the way and take on Darren Carroll, who's got She's a Blue Chip is his best bet on the program?
Oh, it's the same She's a Blue Chip turned up the last 2 weeks. I don't think we'll get near it, to be honest. I'm with Darren there. It's just, in this class, it's just been too good for them. Hasn't done it easily, and, just smacked them every time it stepped out, of late. So, no, I'm with Darren, though, with the assigned later on.
Okay, yep.
He's a nice horse. I like him. He's got lovely manners, and I think he's got a bit of a future ahead of him, and Faithful's going good, but we really needed the emergency to not get a run, sort of dampened its chances a little bit. But she beat a pretty average field very well last start. She steps up in class into the final, but little mare, figure form's great. It's all full of 2s and a 1, so she's going pretty good.
Go and get her, mate. Good luck this weekend. But we appreciate your time, and you're flying, and you're on some good horses. And thanks for joining us, mate.
No worries, guys.
He's the best in the business at the moment, James Herbertson. They just run for him, and he does his form, and he's driving the house down. It's 9:39. We'll take a break, and I think it's the weekend preview that's coming up next. Benny Calusi will be joining us Mickey Gannon, Dean Watling and Mitchy Lewis to preview Rose Hill and the Group 1 meeting at Caulfield, highlighted by, of course, the Group 1 Memsey Stakes.
Racing Club members, renew your membership before September 1 to save on early bird.
Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy Up with Gareth Hall. It's now time for the weekend preview with Mick Gannon, Dean Watling and Mitch Lewis.
Great to be with you on Giddy Up on this Thursday morning. It's time for the weekend preview, all thanks to Bet365. We've got the best looking group in racing, really, when it comes to the panel, because Benny Calusi's rocked up these days. This is my first time working with Benny for the weekend preview. Bet365's very own. G'day, Benny boy.
Hello, mate.
How's things?
Very well. How
Last day at Moonee Valley, you were the media man at Moonee Valley.
Yeah, correct. Yes.
Was it a sad day saying goodbye to everybody?
It was a sad day, but you know, I can't juggle everything, so it was great to say goodbye to everyone, and I wish them well.
The last Cox Plate. So have you got tickets lined up for yourself?
Mate, I'll be attending. Don't worry about that.
Who do we ring up for members tickets now?
Troy, you know Troy's your man.
Yeah. Hey, let's say hello to the boys in Sydney. Mickey Gannon, hello to you.
Yeah, g'day, G. Good to be here. I hope that's a no knock on Zach Tunbridge. He's a good-looking bloke as well.
No, he's a good man, Zachy. I'm telling you.
You've just gone whack early.
Yeah, the man from the Northern Beaches. And what about you, Dino? How's things?
Good morning, G, Gano, Benny. Things are good, G. Speaking of getting members tickets, G, I won't be reaching out to you anymore. You failed me last week. So
Dino's been pestering me last week about getting 4 members tickets for Sydney races. And I was coming back from overseas, so I was in the Dubai airport. You know how much it cost me? Because Dino said, I forgot all about it, to tell you the truth. So Dino goes, you got to get me these bloody members tickets. So I said, yeah, I'll get them for you, mate. So I'm on Vodafone. You know, on Vodafone, when you have that $5, so it's unlimited. You can go anywhere around the world and so you get $5, except for the UAE. So I'm ringing people, talking, and then I get called on talking to people on the phone. And I said, any members tickets? I spent $800 in 10 minutes because I've been streaming and I didn't realise that how much it was costing me. And eventually I eventually get them late. And I said to Dino, I think I'll be all right. I might struggle, but I think I'll be all right. And then Dino goes, no, don't worry, mate. I've already got him. So there you go.
Oh, no, Dino.
No. You said to me, I'm in trouble here and we'll have to get him elsewhere. And I said, all good, I'll sign.
One of the greatest.
Don't you throw me under the bus.
It's an expensive phone call.
Yeah, it was.
You're the only man with Vodafone I've ever met.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I got
shout out to Vodafone.
Yeah, I love Vodafone. Anyway, we'll concentrate on Sydney to kick off proceedings. We're racing at Rose Hill. They tell me it could be on a good track there, Mickey Gannon.
That would be very good. I'd be surprised. I think at 5 would be the worst side of 5 would be fantastic result, G. Look, if you get back to a good 4, that'd be brilliant, but we're not quite sort of above 20 degrees or anything like that yet. So still a soft 7. If we improve to a 6 tomorrow, we get to a 5 Saturday, and it'll be a great racing surface. It'll be interesting to see how it plays with this rail out 3 metres. In the true position, they've been getting right off the rail and sort of using lane 6 to 10. That ground will be well and truly chopped up, given it was a heavy track. Will they stick to the inside lanes? Lanes 1, 2, 3, and 4, will they be superior? I guess only time will tell, but I think that might be a chance, especially early on.
Beautiful. How do you think this track will play, Dino?
Yeah, I think Gunnar summarised it well. I think the last meeting was on the 14th of the 6th, and the first sort of 3 to 4 lanes were really inferior. So I'm expecting horses to get off that rail, get to sort of lanes 4 to probably 8. Rails in run, probably a slight advantage. I think the last couple of meals of that +3 sort of have been like that. So I don't think there's any disadvantage finding rails in run, but I think you can win off. So playing it fair. Wouldn't be surprised, Gunnar, if it maybe suits those running on a touch more than we generally like to see at Rosehill. I know there's a bit of wind around as well, but that's sort of the way I found it.
Yeah, real straight back. We'll see how the first few play, and that's, it does seem people always, have a crack at these midways and highways. They do serve a good purpose for the punters. Served a good purpose for us last week, didn't it, Benny?
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
We'll take a quick break because Toodaloo Kangaroo was celebrating here. I don't know, we're sickos, but at Penn National, they were tipping Toodaloo Kangaroo because of the name, and it's won at Penn National.
Please.
That's why someone was cheering in the studio. Unbelievable stuff. Benny from Racing Previews, he said, we're just going to get on this horse, Toodaloo Kangaroo, and it never let us down. We thought it was a trotting race, but it was a gallop.
I don't even
Hey,
know what we're betting on.
we'll take a break. We'll come back and have a look at the up-and-coming stakes, which is the first of the features at Rose Hill.
No Storage. Caulfield's spring opener, Saturday the 30th of August. $20 tickets at Ticketek.
Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy Up with Gareth Hall.
Welcome back to Giddy Up, brought to you by Bet365. Don't forget this Saturday with Bet365, we have the Mega Boost available on selected runners. You can check out Bet365 from 10 a.m. on Saturday and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. It's subject to availability. Eligible customers only. Terms and conditions apply. What are we really gambling with? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. The first of the features at Rose Hills of Beauty. It's the up-and-coming stakes. Expect Central Coast. Well, it will come out. Horse number 5. What's the market doing here, Benny Calusi?
Central Coast has been one of the ones they've backed, so that's interesting. 60s is $4.40 favourite from Aerodrome, $5, Providence, $5. Central Coast was $8.50 into $5.50 coming out, and Grand Prairie's been the big drifter, $4.80 out to $7.
It is set down to trial today still, Dean. I don't think it's been scratched. I thought it was trialling.
It's gone around already.
Yeah.
Well, your big lead was J-Mac not riding it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's ridiculous how it hasn't been scratched after a trial today anyway.
I only went around 10 minutes ago, G.
How did it go?
It was all right. Ambled up to them, ran third. Wasn't put under too much pressure. It was pretty good. So,
if you're in that ownership group at Central Coast, you know you made it.
yeah, my word. Don't see any tea puppy there yet. So he's the number one ticket holder, though.
Don't see any Giddy Up syndicates there with Sir Peter Vella and the likes anyway.
They wouldn't be with Vodafone either, G.
You're working beautifully, Dino. Anyway, you can start, Dino. Who wins up and coming since you're an up and comer?
Oh, thank you, G. I think it's a racing too between 60s and Providence. Speaking of horses down to trial, Providence was down to have a second trial, but they've gone there. I really like him. He's a bit of a slow burner, comes out of the trial time black book. I think he's a big chance, but 60s ran the hands off the clock last start. I know it was a visually impressive win, but when we see that, we sort of want to see it backed up on the clock. It was race fitness, lands outside the leader. I think it's going to have the first crack again into the best lanes. I'm going to have a strong bet 60s and save on Providence. I think Grand Prix maybe the other one, Gano, and the rest I think they've got to make up a bit of ground.
Yeah, really good race. Obviously Central Coast comes out, wide draw. Tyreek, Aerodrome, Providence. I was happy to be against those three just purely because they're going to get back in a small field, slowly run race. Look, Aerodrome might go a bit forward, but even if they do, they could get stuck 3 wide. So wait and see there. Fermoy, a horse that's probably better suited up in trip and is 1,300 metres on a heavy to a 1,300 metres dry. I'm not sure how much that's going to improve the horse, so wait for it to be third up. Grand Prix, luckless last time. He did a little bit more luck, probably finishes closer to Skyhook, who was very, very impressive, albeit with 60-odd kilos. It has to be 60s on top. I mean, Dino, I think it's one of the better bets of the day. I can't believe the price they're betting. You only got to run up to what I did last time, a half to Artorias, horses flying, 54 kilos, just in so well. And those times have really stacked up against, from what we saw even yesterday, at the Kensington track over the same trip, and what we saw this horse do a couple of weeks ago. I think 60s is clearly the horse to beat. Maps, fitness, edge. And I don't understand the price. G, should be $3.
Beautiful. What price am I getting Providence for a Caulfield Guineas here, Benny? This son of Wood and Bassett.
Not a bad shout, G.
Thanks for that, Dean. I appreciate that.
Getting $26.
Appreciate the backup.
$26 in the Caulfield Guineas and 100 to 1 in the Golden Rose.
100 to 1 Golden Rose.
100 to 1 in the Golden Rose.
I'll take the Caulfield Guineas, $26. I think that's not a bad bet. Son of Wood and Bassett. I reckon it'll come on a lot, this horse. So that's Providence. I'll have $26 there if that's all right.
That's all right. You better get on it quick because we're on live radio.
Hey, who have I spoken to? I can't reveal my sources.
Knick knack, paddywhack.
It's right on 10 o'clock. We'll come back and have a chat about my favourite race this weekend, I reckon, outside of the Menzie, the San Domenico Stakes.
Powered by Signet, good morning. I'm Nate Gardner with SEN News. Iconic Melbourne monuments have been lit up in blue to honour officers Neil Thompson and Vadim Devart, killed in the line of duty. We're now into a third day of searching for fugitive Desi Freeman in Victoria's High Country, accused of killing the pair. There has been no sign of the 56-year-old since Tuesday's shooting. Police in Adelaide are investigating whether two suspicious shop fires this morning are linked. There was a blaze in Edwardstown and another in Flinders Park, with a white sedan seen speeding from the scene. Uber will tomorrow launch Uber for Teens, aimed at giving parents a helping hand in dropping kids off at school. But the intention to relieve parents of the burden has raised some safety concerns. On 9, child safety expert Hetty Johnston says there are some risk factors parents need to be aware of, especially around working with children checks.
Because it doesn't capture all the detail, all the information about a driver, we know that very few offenders are ever caught and even fewer are convicted. So the working with children check, while we have to have it, don't rely on it as a parent. There's more to it than that.
All members of the UN Security Council except the US have urged Israel to immediately lift all restrictions on aid into Gaza. And AFL fans at this hour entering their member codes online or lining up to snap up seats for the qualifying finals. Members can grab their tickets from now for the Adelaide-Collingwood clash next Thursday and Friday's Geelong-Brisbane blockbuster. Up next, SEN Sport. Australia's Priscilla Hon is through to the third round of the US Open after downing Ludmila Samsonova, while Jordan Thompson has dropped the first set of his second round encounter against Frenchman Adrian Manarino. And Aussie high jumper Nicola Olislagers has set an Australian record of 2.04 metres, taking out the Diamond League final in Zurich.
Stowe Storage, Caulfield Spring Opener, Saturday the 30th of August. $20 tickets at Ticketek.
Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy Up with Gareth Hall.
Welcome back to Giddy Up. This is the weekend preview, all thanks to Bet365. Don't forget you can play, I'm looking forward to this, the 6-horse challenge. You get $50,000 if you can get all 6 right, and you don't have to share it with anybody. Races 7, 8 and 9. So the last 3 races at Caulfield, the last 3 races at Rose Hill come Saturday. My best is 4, Benny Clusie. What's your best? Oh, no, I got 5 once.
I don't think I've got past 3 or 4. So
no.
Not quite.
I'm going to win the $50,000 one day. And I'll be happy to share it with any of our listeners as well. Let's have a look at we'll go through the quaddie leagues now at Rose Hill. Race 7 over the 1,100 metres, a benchmark 78. Only the one scratching at the moment, Benny Clusie.
Yeah, we've got equal favourites here. Polyglot really well supported into 340. Without Parallel is also 340. Was dual accepted, but no jockey up in Queensland, so we'll run here. Rosalind Star is out to $6 and Dance to the Boom, $11. Mickey
Gannon, who wins this race?
Yeah, 1,100 metres Rose Hill, so that should start. And if the track is rails and run, favoured them well, it's a big plus for Rosalind Star and Without Parallel, and a big negative for Polyglot. So at the point in time, can't possibly entertain a bet on Polyglot. So happy to be against it. I thought that Rosalind Star was good. Gets here now as its second up, and I know that Dino and plenty of the trial boys have a big opinion of this horse and what it was doing at the trials. And he's an ultra consistent horse. His 4 figures to date, his career have been right there. He's only got to run up to those to be very competitive. And I think the market's missed him back to a dry deck. It was no negative and maps to perfection. I'm shocked the price they're booking. Dino's man, Zachy Lloyd's aboard, and I reckon Dino might be aboard as well.
I am on the train. I thought the price as well. Going to obviously Rosalind Star, Polyglot, Catch the Glory. They all come through the same lead up, and Rosalind Star posted 3-4 wide the entire trip, and that was 1100 metre Rose Hill first up of a long layoff. So I thought there was a absolute stack of merit in that. Just peaked on the run the last 50. The only reservation I've got in my mind is second up off a long layoff, only 14 days between runs. Sometimes we see horses have that flat run. Sometimes they kick on, but at that $6 quote, I think it's got to be a bet. And I think for all the reasons Scanners mentioned as well with Polyglot and Co, I think they're just too short, and Rosalind Star's a terrific bet around that price, G-Man.
Beautiful. So Rosalind Star, we're getting $6, $2.20. Love it there. So I love that push for that galloper. Let's have a look at the feature, the San Domenico Stakes. Love this race each and every year, 1,100 metres. So many unknowns. We don't know how most of these horses have come back, even if they're trialled well. We get to see them under race pressure for the first time. We won't be seeing Memo because she trialled nicely there today in Sydney. Devil Knight, Wayne says, I'm not telling you. I don't know yet. I'll know at 5 o'clock today when the truck leaves. I don't know. I've got to see the weather conditions. Like, shut up, Wayne. Just they probably know, but they just like pissing me off and not telling me. So if I had my gut feel is it'll stay in Sydney, Devil Knight. What's the market doing here? Because I said to Pete Snowden and Benny, I said, if I gave you $100, what would you do with it? He goes, I'm not putting it on Raging Force because the hype's too much at the moment for him.
Well,
doesn't want to put any more pressure on him.
Well, it seems most punters have put their $100 on Raging Force because it's $3.50 into $2.30. It's one of the best back runners of the entire day. Wotan is $2.90. King of Pop $7.50. Devil Knight hasn't really moved from $10, and you got Revellino there at $8.50.
Number one for Dino's number one trialer over the last couple of weeks was King of Pop. Are you going to back him, Dino, first up now in the San Domenico?
At the price, G, I think you have to. Yes. Like Benny mentioned, there's been some wild market moves. The Raging Force coming in, Woden short. I think the 2 value runners in the race that I've got to have money on now is the 2 Rivanello and the 4 King of Pop. There's a stack of speed in this race. Raging Force is going to have to do it from the front with a little bit of pressure. So I think King of Pop's come back in terrific order. I referenced that latest trial behind Bonita Queen. And Rivanello's the same. They both started, Rivanello and Woden started $7 in the Golden Slipper. Their runs were equally as good. Now one's $9 and one's $2.90. So I don't think there should be such a gap. So at the prices currently, I'm going to back the 2 Rivanello and the 4 King of Pop, Gano.
Yeah, no knock the Rivellino play from the inside draw, but I was more than happy just to make it a racing 2. I thought Raging Force was clearly the one. They put up the wrong price, $3.50. That was a little silly for a horse. It's up, fit, ready to go, and we know he's going to go forward, make his own speed, make his own luck on speed. So I think the market will tell us a story here with Wadton. Chris was referenced Chris's comments earlier in the week suggesting that he's not screwed down for this, and he's going to be sort of out the back. He might end up 3 pairs back the fence. I'd imagine he'll be ahead of Rivellino, but the market will tell us if how well Watson's come back here, and these yard fellas, they'll do their job. And if he's crunched late, then watch out, because I suspect he's made significant improvement. Clear race into Raging Force, just on top with the fitness edge. Wadton stalking J Mac. If it's rails and run, watch out.
Is Woden Coolmore's Everest horse Mickey Gannon?
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But you'd have to wait and see. You'd want to be pretty impressive. Well, they went with Coolmore, went with Stormboy off winning the San Domenico last year. So you'd suggest that. But I haven't heard Chris mention it at all in any of his media stuff. So
because they've got enough Guineas horses, haven't they? Coolmore these days, they've got enough horses that
looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's Paps's number one horse, Central Coast.
Yeah,
he's pretty keen about that, and Fermoy, I think, as well. So there's plenty heading that direction. State Visit would be another one. So, yeah, I'd imagine that the sprinting trips at Coolmore would be very much on the radar as well. So you'd imagine they'll go to a Golden Rose and then work it out from there.
If you're racing manager for Team Hawks, do you go to Melbourne or Sydney with Devil Knight first up?
I'd go to Melbourne.
So we'll find out a little later.
I don't think you want to come up against a raging force.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to come up against a raging force that's like proper fit, ready to go, and you could also just risk just being in the wrong place and having an average run at Rose Hill over 1,100 metres, where you probably won't get that at Caulfield, a little bit fairer start point.
Just on Raging Force, he's into $2.30 now. If you haven't backed him yet and you like him, I would wait. I think you'll get $2.60 plus in a day.
Yeah.
They've got to back some of these, at longer odds, so you'll get a better price for the favourite.
And if Watson turns up in the yard and the yard gets the yard tick, he could start favourite.
Yeah. I'm on Raging Force for what it's worth. I reckon it'll be a little bit too sharp over the 1,100.
Dino?
Yeah, well, I think Raging Force, I think he's the best horse in the race for this race. But like Benny mentioned, that price is ludicrous now. The $3 yesterday could entertain, but we're all price basis. And as of Thursday, I think the 2 and the 4 are the ones at the price to back. So Benny's probably got the right sentiment. If you do like Raging Force, wait till Saturday. And Gano's probably correct in the sense of Woden too. If you like him, you probably want a yard push before backing him. So a lot to play out. But like you mentioned, it's an absolute cracker, the San Domenico.
Let's have a look at race number 9. This is a tough race here. $4.20 the field, Benny. Can you help us out?
Well, they've backed half yours. He could be on a Metrop path. He's drawn the car park. He's $10 into $4.20. Estalio Mastella is $5. Lord Penman, $7, might be coming out, no jockey. Our Gold Hope, $8. Converge, $9. And Palmetto has been friendless, $6.50 out to $10.
Dino?
Can't understand the price about Mikhail here. I know long layoff, but this race is full of stayers probably needing 2,000 metres to be at their best, and they're right in the market. Mikhail's the one who's dynamite fresh, won a Bill Ritchie first up, last preparation, and then I know it finished down the pack in an Epsom, but you watch that run and it was an absolute cracker back to the inside, had absolutely no luck. So James is booked at the price. I'm happy to take on the long layoff, going to get the dream run in transit. I think you've got to have something each way on the 7, Mikhail, in a pretty tricky race number 9, Gunnar.
Yeah, just the booking of James says it all, doesn't it? You have to be pretty comfortable to be with his horse, even off the long layup. And I think they'll be putting him on. He's not raring to go. So, yeah, Mikhail was the on-top selection for me, albeit in a race I'm not overly keen on betting into, but you could definitely have an each-way play at around $11.
And with the 6-horse challenge, they should give us $500,000 if we get all 6 right this week. Because the last race, it's $8 to field.
6 selections in that race.
You'd be dirty, wouldn't you, if you get all 6 right this week and you only get $50,000?
Another way to get beat.
Yeah, Sergeant Major at $8. I was talking to Johnny O'Neill the other day. This could be his horse, I reckon, that can jump out of the ground, Benny. Is there any money for him first up?
Not really. He's out at half a point to $8. Lord of Biscay is $9. Colourful Emperor also $9. Perfumist $9 and Emirate $9. But yep, I think there'll be a few taking the field in the quaddie.
There's a few horses here that emulate Dean Watling's footy career. Emirate and Gatsby's promise the world but deliver not much, especially this season, Mickey Gannon.
Before or after the gelding operation.
Yes.
Well, members tickets, G.
Yeah.
Gee, we're in Melbourne. You can't be calling rugby footy.
It is footy, isn't it? Rugby league. I lived in
G's a New South Wales boy too.
Yeah, well, I lived in Manly for 6 years. I'm a Victorian boy, but it doesn't. If you're in England, it's football. Soccer's football, but I suppose you make a good point. This is a national show, so I should. Football's AFL on this show. Rugby league's your game then. Is rugby even relevant these days, Mickey Gannon?
Whoa, Wallabies are flying.
Are they? You name me 5 Wallaby players.
G Hall.
Name me 5 Wallaby players.
Matt Burke, Michael Hooper, Michael Liner, George Gregan, Willie O.
That's good.
Who was my favourite player for New Zealand back in the day?
Dan Carter.
He played on the wing.
You'd be original horse. John Alomu.
Yeah. I'm going to name a horse after him. He was my favourite athlete of all time.
Dino wouldn't have a clue that is. He wasn't a sparkle in his old man's eye.
Anyway, who wins the last?
Tough race. Yep. Really tough race. Get out. I actually won't be tipping the punters into anything at this stage. I want to see how it all pans out. It's a real wait and watch and how the track plays. South of India goes forward. Perfumist. It's a bit disappointing last time around. Sergeant Major definitely draws for a good run, and I think it's probably the only horse you could entertain, and this week, especially with that little push, like it went to a new peak last time at its run there at Randwick over 1,400 metres in a listed race, gets here, runs up to that, can win. So if you can accept the fact that that horse has improved, you might want to wait for it and see it, or the betting might tell you the story, then that could be probably the only horse at this stage I can entertain, Dino.
Yeah, it's a field leg. The 3 Lord of Biscay can win. I thought the value was the 18 Tulsi, who's now with Bjorn Baker, 2 sneaky trials, gets a good run. And the other one I wanted to give another go would be Perfumist. Just threw its head off first up. I think it's a better horse than that. Staying at 1,200 metres, the query, but they're the 3 I'm working around. The 18 Tulsi, the 10 Perfumist, and the 3 Lord of Biscay, G-Man.
Any horses backed in the early part of this meeting, Benny?
Not really. They're really keeping their powder dry. But one thing I've got for you is the plan is for race 3, number 8, Sister Day, to be a Mega Boost horse.
Okay.
And also race 8, number 7, Raging Force. So those are the 2 planned Mega Boost horses.
How's the Mega Boost horse been going of late?
Our multi's actually been going all right.
Yeah.
But the Mega Boost has been hit and miss.
All right then. Hey, what's
Bookie's too good.
Any best bets in the early part of that meeting, or your best bets in Sydney now, Mickey G?
Yeah, really, really keen. Race 3, number 7, Amarikia. I think back to a dry deck, ready to go.
Yeah.
Will be very, very hard to beat. So I can understand them wanting to take on Sister Day in that race, albeit, racing 2, you got J-Mac on, drawn 3. There's no knock on the horse. We'll be thereabouts. And race 6, number 4, 60s, clear best bet of the day for me. Yes, we've got to trust that figure, but I really think we can. And a value bet for for those that are very keen to play early, race 1. Number 1, Be Real. Sienna Grima claims 3 and gets up to 800 metres, good second up record. That is a silly, silly price. We might just put that one in the top 4 multi to, put the cat amongst the pigeons early.
Well, you got beat last week, didn't you, in the multi?
No,
I did.
No,
I don't think anyone
Gareth,
got a place.
I think Signor Tortoni was my tip and it ran first,
Okay,
$5.50
well done,
to $3. But you're right.
There's a lot of people knocking on the door to get into this multi, and I'll make some tough decisions to drop and bring new players in if they're performing well, Dino.
It'd be outrageous to get dropped after tipping a winner.
No, you're safe. You're safe. What are you doing, Dino?
Jason Gillespie like that.
Yeah.
Score 200 and get dropped. What am I doing? I agree with Gano. Race 3, number 7, Enrica. She just looked like she sort of somewhat laboured in the wet. Back to a big tick. I think she's an outstanding bet. Going to agree. Race 6, number 4, 60s as well. And I thought the 2 value was race 7, number 3, Roslyn Star, and race 8, McHale. My leg for the multi this week, I'm going to put in 60s, please, G.
Beautiful. We still
I'll
top
take
4.
Enrique because I don't want to make the bookies. Have to go to their limits because Be Real would be a big price. I think it's $15. So I'll do the race 3, number 7, Enrique.
Beautiful. Love it, boys. Hey, you're staying with us, Mickey Gadden. Dino, have you got a tip for us in the Memsey Stakes? In fact, do you know what I'm going to do? Stay with us, Dino. What I'm going to do, I'll take a break. We'll preview the Memsey, then we'll take the news. So we'll come back here on Giddy Up's Weekend Preview, thanks to Bet365. And the other side of it, Mitchy Lewis isn't far away as well. We'll preview the Group 1 Memsey Stakes.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Sportsbet Caulfield Cup Carnival, October 11 to 18. Pre-sale tickets from just $30. Book now at Ticketek.
Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy up with Gareth Hall.
Welcome back to Giddy Up. Gareth Hall with you on this Thursday morning. This is the weekend preview. Thanks to Bet365. Benny Caluzzi from Bet365 is with us. Mickey Gannon, Dean Watling, and now Mitchy Lewis joins us as we preview the first of the Group 1s in Melbourne this season, the Group 1 Memsie Stakes. Hello to you, Mitchy boy.
Yeah, morning everyone.
I was just talking to Benny off air then. So he's playing football this weekend. A lot of our listeners might be playing football and netball in their grand finals in the country and also in the city and the suburbs these days when the football finals, netball finals have arrived. But there's nothing worse, Mitchy. You would have played cricket when you've had a bet. How do you go about it? Do you watch the replay and turn your phone off or turn it on aeroplane mode and you get back at drinks to watch the replay if you've had a bet? How do you go about it?
Yeah, I'll normally do that, G. Hopefully I'm usually batting, so I won't look at the phone until I'm completely switched off, but that's what I'll do. Come cricket's good like that. You get a couple of breaks, but no runners to come out and tell you the result.
How do you go about it, Benny?
I don't want anyone to tell me during a game.
No.
I put my phone on airplane mode, whatever, and then I'll put it on Do Not Disturb. I'll go back and watch the replay, cover the result with my hand.
And you look like a real weirdo. I did that at the airport the other day, and I was trying to hide the result while I clicked on.
I've got to watch the full replay before I know the result, just so I can have an honest assessment of how it played out.
Memsie Stakes is the Group 1 meet. Let's have a look at the market. There's already been a few movers in this Group 1.
Yeah, Another Will has been really well supported. He's still there at $4.40, but he's one of the best back. Treasure of the Moment, 7 into 5. Fangirl just out to $5.50. Mr. Brightside, rock solid, $6. And Antino is $6.50. Tom Kitten's worth a mention also at $8.50.
This is difficult to assess early doors here, Mitchy Lewis, because who knows how this track will play and how much rain Caulfield will get. We're on a soft 5 at the moment. The rail's true. If it stays like it is right now, it'll be an even playing field. I think most horses, despite there being a Wesley, will get their opportunity, Mitchy.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the weather now, G. You know, the variable for tomorrow, 6 to 15 mils. They get to 15 and then they get around 5 on Saturday. It's going to make a big difference. Look, I would lean to the fact that I think the inside lanes probably play inferior if it gets super wet. That soft 6 north, it generally does, but it's generally pretty even as still, but I think they want to come away from the rail the wetter it gets.
My speed map here, I don't know if you agree, Mitchy, you've got Here to Shock leading. They have to go forward with Mr. Brightside. Another Wheel will sit on his back. Treasure of the Moment, leader's back. Fangirl follows. Another Will everywhere he goes, and then Tom Kitten and Tino.
Yeah, that'd be right. I think Here to Shock with a little bit of extra fitness, you're right, G, probably goes forward. Treasure of the Moment can, on the inside, you'd think push up, hold a position, but we just talked about, is that going to be the inferior ground? And outside of that, the really only other speed runner is Mr. Brightside, so I think you're right. I don't think they'll have much choice from that barrier. They will go forwards with him. So they're the 3 that I think will dictate the speed. Just Treasure of the Moment on the inside just worries me a tiny bit.
Who wins then? Who have you come up with?
I had a quick look over the last few years. Obviously, Pinstripe winning last year, Mr. Brightside, back to your behemoth. But these runners have all come in with a run under their belt. So fitness sort of plays the key. Snapdancer won with the Queensland residual fitness, and I think that lines up really well for Antino for me. If the track's fair, I think he gets a good opportunity. He's got a good record first up. He's quite adaptable. If it gets really heavy, he can win on the heavy. He can win on the soft. So he's won here at Caulfield as well. I think if he's the horse of what he was producing up there in Queensland with that little bit of residual fitness, I'll give him a good chance, but he just needs an even track.
Mickey Gannon, who wins this year's Memsie Stakes?
An absolute raffle, G. I think the weather conditions will play their part, but there's plenty of horses here I couldn't knock. Like even a Here to Shock, I couldn't knock with the fitness edge, and the horse went to a new level last preparation. And you know this map is pretty good for it. So no knock it. It's probably the right price if you want to play it. And Tino, completely agree with Mitch's assessment of the horse there. Tom Kitten, I can't wait to see him back this preparation. I think he's going to go to a new level. He can win the race. For sure, Mr. Brightside, no knock. It just depends on what price you want to take about it. I had it marked $6. You're getting $6. So I was a bit willing to take on Treasure at the moment, and I noticed that she's been very well backed. I just thought inside was going to probably be inferior that time of day, and this is the first go in this weight for age company, and it's a pretty big step up. But the market support surprises me, Dino.
The question I've got for you, Dino, who's the best horse Treasure at the moment's beat?
That's a good question, G. I probably couldn't think of one off the top of my head, to be honest.
It's
probably
Benadryl. 100%. It's Benadryl. That's the best horse she's beat, and now she's been backed off the map from an inside gate to beat some of our best weight for age horses over 1,400. Give me a spell.
That's a bit harsh on you.
Yeah, sorry,
To
Dino.
be fair as well, though, G, she started $1.50 and $1.40 in those races against like Benadryl and Tudor and Lizzie.
100%, but I still think she's unders at the moment. $5 is rock bottom.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I know you would. You're such a nice
Yeah,
bloke, Mitchie. Dino?
Yeah, it's somewhat welcome to first grade, isn't it? I think we saw Aliana step up to the Wink Stakes last weekend, and it is a step up, and this is a cracking race. I think runs in transits, everything Gano mentioned it, it's a very even race. So who gets the best run? I think Another Will gets the back of Mr. Brightside, and that's going to be the best run of the race. Tom Kitten probably finds the back of Another Will, and it's going to come down to how far Brightside probably takes Another Will into the race. Tom Kitten flashing late. I think you can have a strong two-bet play on Tom Kitten and Another Will and come out on top. Happy to take on Fangirl in the wet. Happy to take on Treasure at the moment, like we've all mentioned. And outside of that, you're just praying Antino doesn't drop on him late. But that's the way I'm going to play it this year in the Memsey Stakes.
Ben, I'm fascinated what the market's doing with the Brightside, because if you forget about his trial, and JD Hayes said today that don't worry about his trial, Gareth, that's what he does. But if you have a look at the conditions, he finally gets a soft track probably, even might get a heavy track. His record is second to none. He rarely gets that in this company. 1,400 metres Caulfield, that's his wheelhouse. He's going to be on pace with no pace.
Yeah, it's interesting. The question is he gone after Hong Kong?
That's what,
Has he come back?
That's the biggest question.
Yeah. He got out to a big price with some other books. He's $6 rock solid with us, but I agree with Dino. Like, Another Wheel just ticks too many boxes. He's got the map, Caulfield, 1,400 metre fresh form, and he's come back a beast. So Another Wheel just has to be on top for me.
I got a question for you, Sydney guys. So if it's a soft 5 as we speak right now, and the rain, because it's done it to me on a few occasions, this bloody Caulfield there, and as Josh Rodder pointed out, sometimes it looks like it's going to rain there, and then it goes back out onto the coast, and Caulfield, it completely doesn't get the rain. So if we get a soft 5 at the moment, Fangirl, she can still compete and have a turn of foot on that surface, Mickey Gannon?
Oh, absolutely.
So
I'd say anything to a 6... worst side of a 6, you can do that.
So the more I look at this race, there's no tempo. Who's got the best turn of foot in this race?
Fangirl.
Yeah,
Fangirl by
Probably Fangirl.
Yeah. I reckon it sets up beautifully for her. The slower they go, the better. If it is a soft 5, she'll just be too quick for them, I reckon. Fangirl. If it gets...
it'd be interesting. Yeah, you make a good point. It just adds another level. There's so many levels to this race, and the tempo is correct. But I don't know. Do you really think that they're going to get an even tempo in a Group 1 weight for age? Like slow tempo. Like,
well, I think
Hit a Shock's not going to mess around with Fitness Edge.
No. Who's the
why
best?
Would they do that?
That's what I would think.
It's silly
If I was here to Shock and I had fitness, I'd be wanting to put a little bit of tempo on some of these because that'd be my advantage.
And the other thing with Here to Shock is...
And Treasure at the moment can't go too slow. Like, why would you go too slow on it?
The man who's riding Here to Shock is
sense.
still yet to get his Group 1, and that's Daniel Stackhouse.
Yeah.
So he's going to be going for glory.
You might get itchy fingers.
Yep.
Who's the best 1,400 metre horse? I'll start with you. I'll go, who's the best 1,400 metre horse, Benny, in this race?
Oh, it's Fangirl, but I think Another Wheel's right behind her.
Dino?
I'll say Another Will.
Mick Gannon?
Oh, left field. Here to Shock.
Best 1,400 metre horse in this race?
Well, I reckon, just looking at his record now, Gareth, 18 starts, 8 wins, 5 places.
You shocked me.
Fangirl's a mile, Gareth. So we'll go with that. And Another Will, probably, as I said, I will go left field. We don't want a general sitting on the fence consensus here, do we? And I think another wheel's a miler as
Yes,
well. So their best distances, Fangirl, another wheel or a mile.
Paul Sebastiani, Brightside, makes a very good point. You just popped up like Dickie Nair then. I like that, boy. Mitchie, who's the best 1,400-metre horse in this race?
Oh, I like Fangirl probably. I think she's won better 1,400-metre races.
So basically, everyone's got different opinions. It's going to be a great race, the Memsie Stakes. You're with another wheel, Benny.
Yep.
I'm with Fangirl and another wheel if it's wet. Dino's with Tom Kitten and another wheel.
Another wheel and Tom Kitten.
Mickey Gannon's with Here to Shock each way.
Nah, yeah, I had a lean to Tom Kitten. Here to Shock, I think, gives a side G.
And Tom Kitten's another fascinating runner. He should have won a futurity over this trip, defeating Brightside, and I wish I win. Mitchie, who are you with? Just wrapping up.
Antino,
there you go.
Clear as mud.
Yeah.
Good luck, runners.
Good luck to the listeners.
There'll be some bragging rights next
It's
week.
a real in the run set up this.
Good on you, Dino. Have a great day, mate.
Thanks, boys.
There's Dean Watling. We'll take a break. We'll come back and preview the rest of this Caulfield card next.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Powered by Signet, making SEN News headlines. Qantas has reported a near-record annual profit performance of $2.39 billion. Safety experts are raising concerns there's not enough protections for children in Uber's new teen service being launched tomorrow. All members of the UN Security Council, except the US, have urged Israel to immediately lift all restrictions on aid into Gaza. And AFL fans lining up with their member codes online or in person to snap up seats for qualifying finals, Crows v Pies and Cats and the Lions. Up next, sen.com.au sport. Australia's Priscilla Hon is through to the third round of the US Open after downing Ludmila Samsonova, while Jordan Thompson has dropped the first set of his second round encounter against Frenchman Adrian Manarino. And Aussie high jumper Nicola Ollislagers has set an Australian record of 2.04 metres, taking out the Diamond League final in Zurich.
Caulfield comes alive with Group 1 racing at the SEN Caulfield Underwood Stakes. Tickets just $20 at Ticketek.
Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy up with Gareth Hall.
Welcome back to Giddy Up. This is the weekend preview, all thanks to Bet365. If you like your Quinellas, exactas, trifectas, first fours and quaddies, Top Tote Plus is the only way to play with Bet365. You'll be paid out at the highest national tote for all exotics at Caulfield, Rose Hill, Eagle Farm, Morphettville and Belmont. Now, that's 46 races because it's never ordinary at Bet365. Selected meetings and eligible customers only. Terms and conditions apply. What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. Race number 6 is one of the features, is the McNeil Stakes over the 1,200 metres. Benny Calusi, what's the market doing here?
Devil Knight is $4.20 favourite, the Blue Diamond winner. Jimmy Ricard, $7.50 into $4.60. That was clearly the wrong opening price. Vinrock, $4.80 and Tycoon Star, $5. McGaw, a couple punters got $13, now into $8.50.
This is a tough race. So many promising gallopers, Mickey Gannon. We'll learn a lot after this race to see how they've come back under race pressure.
Yeah, we certainly will. It's an intriguing race as well. The move for Jimmy Ricard, whilst I understand it, being the horse that's fit, up and going, the figures don't exactly scream, A grade 3-year-old at this stage. So I'm a little bit surprised. I expect the horse to drift. Tycoon Star was okay. I thought we could probably add a little bit of merit to that first up run behind Jimmy Ricard, and so they got a little bit of a bump. I think improves again, and they've got a lot of time for the horse. Probably just want to be cautious of what track conditions you get with it. A by-written Tycoon would like probably a soft 5 or good 4. So just see what you get there. I'd love to see them come down here with Devil Knight. I think this is a great setup for it because the speed map suggests they could probably lead. Vinrock's going to be right there. But how positive are they going to be aboard Vinrock? 1,200 metres. Lead, there was a pack of them over 1,200 metres of lead. So, will it lead here or will it take a sit? Who knows? But if I had to have a lean at the moment, I'd probably have a bet on Tycoon Star, assuming that we're on a 5.
Okay.
And then just leave it at that and play the rest with no idea what Devil Knight's doing.
Mitchie?
Yeah, I suppose with Devil Knight, it's a race you want to be betting late into because he could change the setup. Prices obviously flip, but I let in the way of Inrock. I like his draw. Led twice, the 2 runs he had in Victoria. I think he led at Flemington there as well. If he gets that right run, Devil Knight comes out of the race and there's not stacks of speed. I just think he's going to get a nice soft run first up. So I think his class can shine through if he's given that ability to get a soft run.
Do you have any opinion here, Benny?
I think Tycoon Star hopefully takes fitness improvement off that last start. I mean, he did cop a big bump at the 250 last time, and Jimmy Ricard just got the saloon passage up the inside. So I'd be small on Tycoon Star.
Blinkers off too, Tycoon Star. So they just changed his headgear just slightly there. The heat's a beauty, 1,100 metres. Sarastro, Tony Golan says he's flying. He just doesn't want it too wet. He's the favourite here, Benny.
Yeah, $3.80 out to $4.20. Marzu down from Sydney, $6. Arkansas Kid, $6.50. She's bulletproof on return. Will only run if it's soft 5 or better, $6.50. And Outback Miss is $7.
Outback Miss, if the rain comes, she'll start nearly favourite because everybody will come out here, Mitchie Lewis.
Yeah, well, that's the key. This is another one of those ones, like, it's a little bit hard to be super confident. Like, I really wanted to go Arkansas Kid, but from barrier 14. I know it's coming out of the chute, but it's not ideal, that speed map. And then you've got, like you said, the Rastro. He might not want to race if it's too wet. So if I was playing early, like, I might have a little nibble there, Arkansas Kid, and just hope that Blake Shin puts him in the right position because I know he goes on a wet. Mazu's in the race as well. If the heavens open up, that's not a silly bet either. So I'm probably leaning Arkansas Kids' way so far, but it's a race I'd want to be betting into late post-scratchings.
JD Hayes says he'll have $100 with his staking plan or his bet there with his $100 on Arkansas Kid. He's hoping that Blake he'll have to be a good ride, and I know it's easier from the chute, but he's going to go forward, I reckon, and try and slot in a little bit closer, Mickey Gannon.
Yeah, there's definitely an opportunity to do so as well. And the soft track figures and the heavy track figures are pretty good. So, like Zarasho, I'm pretty sure they'll turn up here, rain, hail or shine.
No, if it's on the worst side of the soft and into a heavy, they'll stay home.
Okay, well, that'll probably, really give us, give Arkansas Kid the best chance. Like Zarasho is a horse you can probably get on the back of or close to in the 3 wide line. So, yeah, really interesting race. I could definitely entertain a bet on Arkansas Kid on a heavy deck. Zarastro if we're on a dry deck for sure. And Marzu's another wet tracker that's in the right place. I just think that you want to be looking for horses in this race. And obviously she's bulletproof is another one. Like the market's got to surround it, but it just depends on what the conditions are on the day. But I'm more than happy to be with horses sort of barriers 7+ rather than those drawn back to the inside. So happy to sort of take on anything drawn low in this race.
Benny?
Yeah, I'm keeping my powder dry with this race. I think it's tough.
We'll take a break. We'll come back and have a look at the last race and also the early part of that program at Caulfield on Saturday. This is the weekend preview, all thanks to Bet365.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
no storage. Caulfield's spring opener, Saturday the 30th of August. $20 tickets at Ticketek.
Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy Up with Gareth Hall.
This is Giddy Up with Gareth Hall, Betty Caluzzi, Mickey Gannon, Mitchy Lewis. We've got our boost bet today at Bendigo Burlington Arcade. You get $2.20 with Bet365 in that second race there for the Freebins at Bendigo today. Let's have a look at the last race. Some interesting horses going around here, including a horse that everybody expects to be competitive in a Melbourne Cup. I speak of Deacon. But what's the market doing here, Benny?
In the last, Sepples has been well supported. $3.80 favourite from Warney, $5.50. Home Rule, this is the one they've backed. 10 into $5.50. Big go for the last start winner. Plymouth, $10 and Miss Aria, $11.
I'll get to race 8 in just a moment, but I was excited to talk about this last race at Caulfield today. Mitchy Lewis, who do you like here?
Yeah, look, I thought if Sepples comes back in the way it sort of finished off, barring that fourth, slight improvement there, I'd give him a good chance. I think he rates well. Just barrier 10. Hopefully the track's playing a little bit off rails and he gets in a good spot. And then, yeah, I'm a big fan of Deacon, so I'd just like to see him hit the line, but obviously going to be better suited up and a little bit fitter in the prep.
Mickey Gannon?
Yeah, big fan of Sepples. I'm willing to take the horse on here, though, just being first up, and I'm happy to be with Home Rule. Completely understand why there's money for it. I still think it's over the odds, around the $5.50. I think it's one of the better bets of the day still. And look, this is the acid test now to benchmark 100. But Jolly Kenny's been aboard, it's gone forward 2 of its last 3 over 1,400 metres and got the job done. It doesn't necessarily have to run up to what it did last start to win this race again. Just weighted really well in here with a lightweight of 52.5 kilos, and I think you'll see a horse with fitness edge come to the floor versus some of these, or majority of these are first up, and some of them have got 28 days, but the majority of the field here comes here first up. The other horse I want to give us a little more push to it. I'm not even sure if it's going here because it is dual accepted for Queensland, is Astero. You're getting $71. The last time we saw this horse at this track and trip on a rain affected going, it produced an enormous career peak. That was some time ago, but I feel like sometimes these horses, especially these older horses, get back to a setup that they love.
Yep.
And it'd be silly not to have, a couple of dollars each way at $71 on Astero.
Do you have an opinion here, Benny?
Yeah, Sepples for me. I think if he's going to win a Rupert Clark, he should be winning a race like this.
Yes.
I think the rating he ran over 1,400 in the CS Hayes last prep was really good, and he has been jumping out well, so Sepples on top.
Just hopefully he gets into the gates and behaves himself.
Yes, correct.
Race 8, the Cochrane Stakes over the 1,200 metres. Market here.
Magic Time, $5 into $3.80, really well backed. Miss Rumbini is $5.50. Popper Ward keeps winning, but $7.50, big price. Jerry Gong is $7.50 and Manal is $8.50.
Any money for GG's Mistruth?
GG's Mistruth? No, 13 out to 17.
Okay. Mitchy Lewis, who wins this?
Yeah, well, look, I know she's giving away a little bit of race fitness, but I think she's the class. Magic Time, and particularly just praying for a bit of rain. We know she obviously has some good pace on heavy tracks, but she can go good in the soft as well. So I'm happy to be with her. She's won 3 from 6 first up. I think she's the class runner. Obviously, a little bit Pop Awards going to a new level, so with the fitness, it might be the main danger. But yeah, I think if we see the best of Magic Time here, she'll be hard to beat.
Beautiful. What are you thinking here, Mickey Gannon?
I only consider it Magic Time as a glue on shoes on the front again. That just screams that maybe some feed issues there and scares me a little bit. But class horse and rain affected track goes a long way to her chance of getting the job done. So she is on top. Gerringong's a horse I think I've got a lot of time for. It looks to come back in really, really good order. And by Blue Point, you see them continue to improve. I think Gerringong, Craig Williams, horse that has probably been ridden a little bit too negatively. You get Willow Wan. I suspect that they might be a bit more positive on her on the Saturday afternoon, and she's a huge shout, the 13 Gerringong. So 2-bet play, the 2 and the 13.
We'll come back and get our best bets at Caulfield, and also Benny Caluzzi, he's in the team, Mickey Gannon, Mitchy Lewis and Dean Watling with our weekend preview top 4 multi this weekend. We'll reveal that straight after this as well.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Melbourne Racing Club members, renew your membership before September 1 to save on early bird.
Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy Up with Gareth Hall.
Weekend preview, top 4 multi-time now, and we'll start off with you, Mickey Gatton. You're going to Sydney, aren't you? Race 3.
Yeah, Sydney race 6. Oh, sorry, Dino was race 6, wasn't he? I'm race 3 and I'm with number 7, America.
Mitchy Lewis, what are you doing this weekend in the Giddy Up multi?
I reckon I'll play Magic Time race 8 there at Caulfield.
All right, Magic Time race 8 at Caulfield. Now, Dino's with 60, so he's going with 60's top 4 chance there in race number 6, the up-and-coming. Benny Calusi, what are you doing?
I'm with another Will in the Memsy. I'd be really surprised if he didn't run top 4.
Beautiful. So another Will there. So race 3, number 7 in Sydney. Race 6, number 4 in Sydney. And then we go to Melbourne in the feature race 9, another wheel is number 6. And Magic Time, you can find her going around in race number 8, horse number 2. So that's our multi. I wonder if we'll see the Melbourne Cup champ at Caulfield on Saturday. Deakin, Middle Earth. There's some handy enough stays going around there, Ben.
Yeah, there absolutely is. I still reckon it might be Sir Delius. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah. It's a tough Melbourne Cup. Who knows? There's a few international horses that we don't know too much about. Land Legend. Hopefully he can if they can get him to settle Mickey Gatton, but I don't know about that.
Gilded Water, race 1, been well backed as well.
Hey, that's the $100 staking plan from Jack Turnbull for the King.
That's my best of the day.
Well, there you go.
420 into 340.
What's your best of the day, Mitchie, just quickly before we let you go?
Yeah, I'll give you Magic Time, but Johnny O'Neill's got cash there in Adelaide. I reckon that's a good chart, second up.
Beautiful. Have a good one, Mitchie. Good on you, Benny.
Thanks,
good on you,
boys.
Mickey. That's a weekend preview. I'll be back from 8 tomorrow morning.